No, that looks fine. And we're live for whatever good it does us.
Go Power Rangers! Sorry, thought being Mad Mailman, I try some metal. I'm no good at this shit. My dudes. And the cringe.
It's better when we let it just sit in the air. Just have somebody say something really dumb, and then it just gets quiet for like 5-10 seconds, and then they just get to go, "Oh, I did something dumb."
The red on my face will kill me. Fucking change the subject, my dudes.
Oh my god, guys, have you seen Emo Rangers? I just thought of this, Mad Metal Man. You have to see Emo Rangers.
No, I don't. There's a lot of things I need to see in my life. That is not one of them.
No. We're gonna watch Emo Rangers.
So, while Opal looks up this Emo Rangers, Satan, you were just telling us about this marvelous thing that happened to you over social media. You want to rehash that for anyone listening?
Yeah. Basically, there was some unknown guy to me decided he was going to add me to a couple of lists, two of which being white supremacist lists or suspected white supremacist watch lists on Twitter, which nobody subscribes to except for him. And he has people like Philip DeFranco and some black guy on there as suspected white supremacists. And I took screenshots of him adding me to these lists and just went, "Aw, he's retarded. He thinks I'm a white supremacist." And like he added me to some more. Like one was the wannabe Uncle Ruckus. So I took screenshots of that too and changed my name to Uncle Ruckus and Satire, and tweeted it out and said something along the lines of, "This is my new favorite idiot. Sorry, communists in space. This guy has replaced you."
Is that so? And as a result of all this, now your Twitter account's been suspended.
Suspended or locked. I'm not exactly sure which one it is.
Oh, okay. Is Twitter unclear with you, or?
Yeah, I have the screenshots of what they said, but it wasn't entirely clear because in one they said it was locked, and one they said it was suspended, and one that says we've temporarily limited some of your account features.
Huh.
So on 3 different pages, they said 3 different things.
That's a bit unusual. Why would they say 3 different things?
I'm not entirely sure. And like they gave me the option to delete the tweets, and I can start a countdown to it'll give me 12 access to my account in 12 hours. But I told him to fuck off. I'm not deleting the tweet. Some guy called me a fucking white supremacist. I'm gonna call him a fucking retard. That's how this shit works. Like if I went up to fucking Tariq Nasheed and called him a white supremacist, and he called me retarded, well, no fucking shit. I'm being retarded for calling him a white goddamn supremacist.
Hey, Lil J. So,
I found it.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Yucko.
What's your find?
she found some Power Rangers knockoff. So what are your options right now, Satan, while you're working through this?
Well, I sent 2 different appeals to Twitter, and then I made a new account, and my first tweet was to ask at Twitter support. Actually, let me find out exactly what I said, because I don't want to fucking mess it up and then have it seem like I'm saying something different than what I'm actually saying.
Okay. Yeah, it's best to get all this sorted out.
Right. Said,
So-
at Twitter support, can you explain why insulting someone who falsely accuses you of being a white supremacist isn't deserving of insults?
And I'm waiting for. I bet the answer will be.
Oh yeah, they're not going to reply to
You
that.
could just send your selfie. Like, do I look like a white supremacist?
Right now, a bit, because I shaved my head. and I got a big scar running down the middle of it where I got a bottle cracked over my head. So I look a bit like a skinhead right now. So that's probably not the best idea. But I have
Probably
pictures of me
not.
with afros and like in braids and shit, so I can send that.
You could, at the very least. I mean, you might like because I've seen you. You're a little lighter than most mixed breeds, I guess. I don't know. I mean, with an afro, you might look kind of Jewy.
I do look a bit like a Jew when I have my hair froed out. Like if I don't actually pick it out and it's not like flat across like all of it, it looks a bit Jew curls.
Yeah. How you doing there, Mad Mailman? Are we good with your channel?
Oh no, yeah, we're totally good, man.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think, like, as a Jew, how should I respond to this? Because I'm also bald and I shave my head, so would I be considered a white supremacist?
You very well might be. You very well might be. They'll probably look at you like a skinhead.
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure who isn't a white supremacist anymore.
I could be a white supremacist, but I'm Latino, so I'll be like the only one with the taco.
No, but we've already established you are a race supremacist. You only date white guys.
I like pink stuff.
Yeah.
You've said multiple times on multiple streams that you're looking for an Aryan boyfriend. I don't think this bodes well for your long-term goals. Of course, granted, who am I for? Well, who am I to complain? I live in Canada and my pronouns are nigger.
I like them Aryans. I like it when they look like Hitler's dreams.
I don't think it's helping me out by being on here with Opal right now.
I don't think she's helping your case. No.
No, you probably shouldn't have joined this stream, man. This goes pretty toxic quick.
Oh, it's fine too. I love toxicity.
I like guys who can trace their ancestry all the way to Europe.
Well, this stream might provide you with a little bit of venting, so I mean that's good.
I sent you the link, Smythe. It's 13 minutes.
Okay, so this little Power Rangers thing.
Yeah, and then the other episodes are like 8 and 7 minutes. But it'd probably be best just to show like the first episode.
Gotcha.
And then,
Make sure I get one of those content strikes on me, right?
And then I'm gonna send you one more. It's a weed episode. I think you guys would appreciate a weed episode. I don't know.
Yep, I'm gonna get home while watching it.
The title just says weed better, so I'm just gonna send it to Smith.
Just smoke weed better.
Copy link? Why is there an echo?
Wait, did you say copulate?
Copulate, yes, indeed. Lil J, there's a bit of an echo coming from you, my dude.
I said copy link.
Really?
Yes.
Because I'm reading right now. That's probably why.
That could be why.
It's always Little J.
You might want to mute yourself while you're stuffing your face.
No, it's been a long day.
Well, you can always unmute when you're done eating.
Fuck off, I'm hungry and my body hurts.
Did you say your potty hurts?
That has
Yes,
nothing
it
to
does.
do with the mute button.
I don't understand, and I'm not entirely sure I think I want to understand, but you're saying
I've been
potty
working out.
with a P.
No, body.
Okay.
Body, goddamn.
Okay, good God.
Skaggles, come in, Skaggles. Skaggles, get in here. Hello? Oh, thank God there's no echo. Skaggles, get in here, right now.
Skaggles or
Yeah.
Skittles?
Skaggles.
Skaggles.
Skaggles is squirrel.
You're a whit supremacist.
He's a
The
squirrel, squirrel.
Lil J.
He's a white
I'm
squirrel.
a wheat supremacist. The cereals will do for me.
He's an Aryan squirrel.
Ian Squirrel.
Aryan squirrel.
He says he can't.
He never can.
Z Heil.
Echo.
Damn it.
Cuckoo Power Ranger.
I started this. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
now you have
sorry.
to play it. Play it out.
I can't play it out. I mean, I could, but I mean, what we've learned here is that content strikes is a thing. And besides, I have to debate whether or not I'm going to be going to bed soon because I have to get up in the morning.
You don't have to get up in the morning if you stay up.
No. I've made that mistake too many times.
Dude, coffee and cocaine is a fantastic combination.
I don't have cocaine, okay? I don't even have cocaine. Not that I would ever do the stuff, but you have to understand, I'm one of those like actual clean guys. Most I'll have is maybe some liquor.
You know what? Like, whenever I do manage to make it out to Canada, or up to Canada, like I say out like it's not part of, like civilized society, because it's not. Out to Canada, I'm going to bring some high quality drugs with me, and you're going to do drugs with me.
I'm pretty sure you won't be able to get it through the border. Also, if I really... No, I can't say that.
I've done it before.
Well, good luck now. I don't know. I don't think you'll be able to.
I've got drugs in and out of Canada, and I've gotten drugs out of Mexico.
See, the difference is that we've had a migrant crisis here, and so people are kind of on edge. I'm pretty sure they'll search you more often. Or rather...
fuck it, I'll take my chances. I'm bringing you some drugs.
No, it's okay.
Some high quality opium.
I just bring...
Whippets.
Just bring...
Yes, whippets. You would love whippets.
What's a whippet?
It's terribleness in a can.
What's a whippet?
It's a bad idea in a can, is what it is.
Whip it
What's a
real
whippet?
good.
It's the the CO2 cartridges from the whipped cream chargers.
Yeah, basically. But it's basically you know, like how you have like the Cheese Whiz or whipped cream or like whatever they have those little aerosol it's not aerosol but something like aerosol tops to them where you sit there and press or push on the top and it comes out.
Yeah.
You basically just inhale the air from those and don't get like the actual cheese or the whipped cream and just inhale that, and it gives you a really, really strong high for about like 5 minutes, and then you just have a really bad hangover. Just horrible, horrible hangover for like an hour. It's a horrible idea. Nothing about it is good. Everything about it is bad, and it literally, like, you can chart it on fMRI. It killing brain cells.
That does not sound like there's any benefit.
It's not.
It's like doing the air duster.
Yeah, you can do it with that too.
You can just feel your brain cells deteriorating, rotting, and popping.
Ew. Drugs
Since I
sound
don't have
horrible.
any actual drugs, I am gonna step out to make me some coffee real quick. So I will be right back. Because if I don't have drugs, then coffee's a good alternative. Just like had 12 cups of coffee and feel like I'm on coke.
Yeah, sounds about fair.
Why do people like drugs?
Because drugs are fucking awesome.
I don't know. I don't do drugs.
Did you like any of the music in the 80s?
I was not alive in
Anything?
the 80s.
And now
Shut
you've
up,
killed
Oprah.
the stream.
Good night, everybody.
You made everyone feel old, Opal.
I'm a millennial. I just kind of exist. I like my cell phone.
Doesn't mean you can't search it up.
On that note, I'm gonna leave before I get angry.
Can I come with?
Did I say something wrong?
This is your stream. You can't
Fuck
go
Do you
in.
know who Twisted Sister is?
I've heard of them.
Oh my god.
I've heard those words.
I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure you've heard Twisted Sister. You just don't
I
realize it.
think that's a corn song.
I think I can go
Oh god damn it.
we could probably like sing like the first line and you'll be okay. I'm sure.
We're not gonna take it. We're not going to take any more of your bullshit, Opal.
What did I do?
Damn it.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. No more.
Yeah, no.
Isn't that the song "Girl in the
Thank
Middle"?
you for making my ears bleed.
Oh,
Appreciate
man.
that.
You're quite welcome.
Isn't that
Let's see.
in the middle?
No, that's how the song starts, I
No,
believe.
the song in the middle.
No, they only had like one big song. Then they tried again like years later, and it just didn't work. And they're still singing that one song over and over and over and over again. They fucking hate it.
Well, and you know, the worst part about it is the fact that actually listen to the Twisted Sister albums. Holy shit, the stuff that didn't make it to the radio was the best. It's a Knife in the Back, stuff like that. Very much well worth the listen, but not in comparison to stuff like We're Not Gonna Take It, which sounds like a cheesy, shitty way of getting on the radio. And I hate saying that, but it's the fucking truth. It sounded like, oh, hey, look, for a fact, we'll get us on the fucking radio and make everyone happy.
Also, the music video is pretty awesome. It almost encapsulates
It
the
is.
entirety of the 80s.
I wasn't alive in the 80s.
And okay, if you weren't alive in the 80s, that means you were a babe in the 90s, which means you probably haven't seen the Crossfire commercial.
What's the Crossfire commercial? I think my mom was born. I think my mom was born at like the very end of the 80s.
I'm older than your mother.
Maybe. How old is my mom? I
We
think
don't
she's like
know.
Fucking no.
How would we know that?
I don't know.
That's like ask us like how old is your sister? Psh, fuck if we know. Or how old's your son? I don't know. You mentioned it a few times. Do you expect me to remember that? It's not my kid.
My father is 36. My
I'm
dad
older than your father.
yeah,
Fuck.
my dad, my mom was 23 and my dad was 17 when I was conceived. Yeah,
Yeah.
my dad's 36.
Wow.
Your dad's
Can't believe I'm
a year
I can't
older
believe
than
I'm
me.
older than your dad. I feel so fucking old right now. I
Well,
hate you, Opal.
You'd be surprised how many like guys have impregnated women and they're like in their teens. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I knew like 5 or 6 of them.
You know, the weird one is like I've been hearing a lot of the a lot of teachers nowadays are having sex with their students and getting knocked out by their students. I'm like, it's fucked up.
It's a weirdly high number as of late. Like,
Yeah,
and these are strangely hot teachers. Fucked off part. It's like you can go out to the bar and just shake your ass for 2 seconds and get any guy in there.
But you go for a
And you're
student.
fucking with your students?
Yeah, I read one article where the student's parents were excited that she was pregnant.
Jesus Christ.
Which is just absolutely ridiculous.
I would want to kill her. Like, oh.
Also, Lil J, do you got like headphones or something you can put on? Because this echo is fucking killing me.
There are headphones.
Oh,
That wouldn't help.
you may have to adjust your gain then.
Let me see here. How's that?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh,
No echo.
There you go.
All right, so there we go. That's good.
That's just it. Cunt!
In the middle of just everything
Any echo?
will be alright.
Go.
Everything will-
Because
think we're okay.
that would mean we'd have to hear. Oh, there we go. I'm echoing.
It just takes
Stop singing Jimmy's World.
What? I thought the song was called In the Middle.
That's what it's called.
What? No, you just said it's
Yes,
called
name
Jimmy's
the
World.
band, Opal.
That's
In
the
the
name of
middle.
the band. No, it's...
Why do I
No,
just
no.
hear muted
I blame
laughing
our-
from SemajZ?
Look, I'm just saying that like Opal is the reason why education reform is important.
Opal, how old are you anyways?
I'm 21 now.
We're the same fucking age.
My dad is a mariachi player. I don't know your music.
What music did she not know this time?
Everything.
She didn't. Yeah.
She doesn't even know the Crossfire song.
Holy shit, Skaggles is 54?
Isn't that the disease you get it while you're on like on sea or some shit?
But my dad,
That's scurvy, not Skaggles.
Scurvy Skaggles. It still sounds nasty.
my father is a mariachi player. I don't know your human music.
Are you saying mariachi music isn't human music?
I don't know what it is. I hate it. I resent mariachi music.
How dare you?
That's all I'd hear. For 17 years, that's all I heard every day.
Dude,
The middle of the
all-
fucking night.
All I know is I'm about to make Skaggles angry, or not Skaggles, fucking Opal angry, and Metal Man's gonna love this. Have you ever heard of a band called Metalachi?
Damn it!
No, I have not.
I
Please continue.
They're a band from Texas, but they are the fucking shit. It's metal mariachi.
No,
Hey, that's right around your area, Meryl.
I hate mariachi.
No one cares, Opal, but metal. Like it is the coolest shit. Like I'm not a huge fan of death metal. I mean, like there's some I like, and I'm definitely not a huge fan of mariachi. But I mean, it's all right if they're in the right ambiance, I guess, whatever. But this shit, like this band, it's the fucking tits. Like it is fucking awesome music. I've been to their show like 4 times, and I don't fucking go out to go see music unless it's playing at a bar that I go to. But I've been to go see them like 4, maybe 5 times.
I will have to see about looking into this.
I hate
You said they're
mariachi music.
from Texas?
If they're not from here, then they just play here a lot. Because I think they play here more than anywhere else. Dallas twice, and then a couple times when I was in Houston, I saw them, and then once in Fort Worth.
Yeah, Dallas makes sense.
Okay, because I'm near Austin.
Okay, well, I know they play in Houston a lot, and it's like an hour drive for you to go to Houston?
And no, man, that's like a 2.5 hour drive.
From Austin to Houston?
2.5 hours. Boo hoo.
You're an asshole.
Don't come to
Dallas.
Florida.
I'm
Clearly,
glad
don't come to Florida. A 2.5 hours.
Dude, I've been
just
to Florida.
2.5 hour drive is just going to the bathroom. What are you talking about?
Why? That sounds like a
No,
horrible
That's fucking
plan.
New York or LA, man.
Dude,
Confirmed.
you're talking about Texas, where it takes 12 hours just to leave the state.
It takes an entire day to leave the fucking state.
Not the
Not
way
Not
I
if you
drive.
fly.
I fucking drove to California. It took me 3 days to get to California from Texas.
How? That trip takes, from where I'm at in Texas, takes 22.5 hours.
I am at the Gulf of Mexico. And I started late.
Okay, so if you're down there, even if you headed straight north and then drove from where I'm at, that's still only adding like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, Opal is a woman driver.
Woman driver.
I wasn't driving. There were old people driving. And they got lost.
Okay.
That's why it took you 3
Opal,
days.
blame the old people.
You're lucky you survived.
And we got stopped by immigration a lot, okay?
Rightfully so.
Well,
Oh, do you
was
have
your
any...
dad driving because you said he plays mariachi. I mean, let's be honest. The joke is all mariachi players are illegal immigrants. That's the joke.
No, it's funny though. My dad is like the tailest mariachi player ever in the world. They're like, what's this white boy doing? Yeah. What the fuck? Oh god, nah. My dad has colored eyes. He looks like he belongs to a white family. He has all these brown kids following behind him. It looks really weird.
First world problems.
Like, are all these your kids?
No, I have a story similar to that. Whenever I was younger, like I was born like Aryan as shit. Like whenever like I came out, my dad was like, that's not my fucking kid. Bitch, you were cheating. That's not my fucking kid. That kid's all white. Like I had blonde hair, blue eyes, like blonde, straight, fucking like not a curl to be seen.
Wait, but you're half black. That's yeah, I can see that as being a little bit funny.
But you know, like I think I was about like 3 or 4 months old, or whatever, and my dad had taken me out for the day, and he got stopped not once, not twice, but 3 separate times by police officers questioning him whether or not that was actually his kid. It's like, sir, you're holding a white baby.
My goddamn kid. You carry around the fucking DNA paperwork.
I'm gonna need you to carry around paperwork because that doesn't look like your fucking kid. That kid is white as fuck, and you look like a darker version of Fidel Castro. I'm gonna need you to carry around some fucking paperwork. No, like like no shit. My dad looks like he's black as all can get, but he looks like Fidel Castro, just darker.
So black Fidel Castro.
So in other words,
basically, yeah.
So in other words, your father could potentially be Justin Trudeau's father as well. Oh my!
Yes.
That's right. He did say that dumb shit, didn't he?
But my boyfriend's Aryan.
How do you guys deal with Trudeau, man? Seriously.
Wait,
How do you not fucking lynch him?
Look,
says the dumbest shit ever.
Look, the nice thing about politics.
No more.
Look, the nice thing about politicians is that you only have to tolerate them for a certain amount of time, and then they're gone. They're out of there. So the only real concern is if they get stuck around for an extra 4 years and like reelected. That's when you're into the area of like, I fucking hate this man.
Trudeau 2020.
So that's not the hard part. I only have to deal with politicians to my face. Who I do have to deal with are the fucking feminists who worship him and say he's amazing. Luckily, the black feminists no longer like him because some black activists here said that Trudeau is a fucking white supremacist. So,
that's all they have to do to discredit him is say he's a racist.
Trudeau is a lot of things. The last fucking thing that man is a racist. He might be a race supremacist in the fact that he wants every race other than the white race to get, because that does kind of seem to be the constant with most of these groups.
I do think that he's a racist in the sense that he'll go through like a checklist of ethnicities and who he hires and who he appoints in his cabinet. I do think that's a very racist thing to do. But like, do I think that he actually hates these people? No, I think he's just trying to be, quote unquote, fair, which is an unachievable goal, really.
He can't be 100% fair, unfortunately.
Well, no, I think like even with Trudeau, especially with Trudeau, especially the ones that are so incredibly dead set on making sure that they don't do anything racist. They're the ones that tend to have some of the most racist things come out of their mouth with the intent of being not racist. We're gonna make sure that we do all these things for these young black kids because like otherwise, they're not gonna get any fucking where. Okay, like that like I know what you're trying to say. That sounds really fucking like that's the racism of low expectations kind of thing.
It's really demeaning. It's like, no, you need to say Latinx. I'm like, bitch, I'm fucking Latino. It's like,
I-
no. I'm a white person. Let me change your language and say
I-
it's Latinx, so we're inclusive.
Hold on.
I think,
I hate to mansplain your own language to you, but you're not Latino. You're Latina.
Nah. I'm
I
saying
think-
as a whole, as like my culture as a whole. If you want to be technical, I'm Hispanic because I'm not from fucking Brazil.
There you go. I think Sargon in that little interview, if you can call it that he had recently, I think he said it best when.
Oh God, that was beautiful.
I know we can talk about that in a bit, but what he said during that little incident there was quite poignant in that he said that he doesn't think that the answer for dealing with white supremacy or dealing with racial discrimination is more racial discrimination. Which I actually agree. I think that if you're going to do anything like involving jobs or hiring or whatever else, it should always be on the basis of merit.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been making a lot of friends with people who were former white supremacists. And they're just like, yeah, one day I just started talking to people, and you guys are really nice. I mean, I'm still not on board with this whole SJW bullshit, but I like you.
But no sane person is.
Yeah, like see, like fuck, what was his name? Daryl, whatever. He made this documentary that came out in like 2000, or he shot it in 2014. I don't think it came out until like 2016. But it was around 2015 because it was around the same time as BLM was starting. It like that first started growing when it was still at the time was still calling hands up, don't shoot before that got thoroughly dismissed. But he is a black guy who goes around and befriends people in the KKK. And he collects their robes whenever they leave the KKK.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I saw that guy.
Yeah. Well, I remember hearing about a comedian who was doing a similar thing in that he was going to the KKK places and he was actually talking with them. And he said, no, actually, they're just fairly normal kind of guys. They just have a lot of concerns, and they believe the concerns are directed in this direction. And I mean, really, it's not true. But I mean, you have to, if you listen to them, they actually ration it out fairly well.
Well, when you have politicians that don't want to hire people because they're white, of course, white supremacists are going to start banding together.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
If
Daryl Davis is his name. He's a musician, and whenever he's not playing shows, because he's been a musician for the last, I think, like 30, 45 years, something like that. And whenever he's not being a musician, he's going around and going to fucking KKK meetings and going to the houses of KKK leaders and other members and shit. And over the years, I think he's gotten like 200 plus people and gotten the robes of like 3 or 4 dozen of them. Like there's like, this is my gift to you. I am leaving the KKK. Here are my robes.
Oh,
I can't go. I'm not going to go back to that shit.
that's nice.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably one of the most amazing ways to actually go about that. Just listen. Yeah.
I was watching Designated Survivor, and this new episode they were talking about this Louisiana place. They wanted the statue down because it's racist, and one side was these 2 black people and this one white girl, and she's calling everybody racist because they want to keep the statue up. And of course, like the side that wants to keep it is stereotypical blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. And then in the back, it's a reverend, and he's a black reverend. He's like, I'm not always going to be here. I'm not always going to be here to remind you that the past was really shitty, but that statue will stay and remind you that we are moving forward. And the back, the black reverend wanted to keep the statue up, and then the white girl was like, "Oh, well, we see how he's a sellout." Like what? What?
Is he a sellout or is he a coon? So I think those are.
I was going to say.
Like the white girl called this this black reverend a sellout because he wanted to keep the statue, and she started calling everybody racist, even like the people of color. Like,
no, don't say that.
Yeah,
I fucking hate that term.
I
It's so
say
goddamn
that
dumb.
because like it wasn't just black people. It was really ambiguous, like the races of the other people.
The multiracial crowd. How's that?
There were
That sounds a little
non-white
better.
people also in the group, and she was calling them racist. And they, I don't
Yes,
know,
a multiracial crowd. Yeah.
it's cute. It's cute. I like the show because they're making the bad guys like
Juju.
you can't tell the race of the bad guys, and it's kind of cool.
Well,
I don't think any. Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say your boy Pat put it in his video. They're up to try to tear down the people that don't agree with them. And you're taking any venom that these words actually had that would generally be used to, denigrate the appropriate person, somebody who deserves to be shamed in society's eyes. And you're applying it to everyone. So now then what does it matter if somebody's a white supremacist? What does it matter if they do something screaming faggot or nigger or, any of that shit at somebody anymore? Because, well, we're all white supremacists now. So, hey, congratulations, you've now pretty much defeated any and all hate crimes, because if we're all white supremacists, then all crimes are hate crimes, therefore, to have it on the books.
Yeah, it's a black guy could be a white supremacist.
Yeah, what the fuck is that shit? Why is it every black guy that stands up and is like, maybe you're just overreacting here. Oh, you're a coon. What the fuck is that shit? Why are you turning on him?
Like, that's a horrible word.
Well, I mean,
honestly, racial words are funny in my book, just because some of them are so goddamn ridiculous. And
I mean, to me, coon sounds like a breakfast burrito or something. Like, hey, give me a coon.
That
sounds delicious to me.
That would actually be a really good breakfast burrito.
I'll take 2 coons, please.
But why would you
on the go?
Why would you let one word have that much control over you? Why are you letting something that you should be able to just laugh off? It's like, okay, if that's as myopic as you're going to look at life and that's how you're going to view me, then you know what? Fuck right off. Who needs you?
I was just gonna say this is a little aside there, but some of my buddies a while back got me a subscription for like 1 year on like Loot Gaming, that Loot Crate kind of thing. And in one of the boxes, I actually got a flag from Fractured Butthole, the new South Park game, and it's literally Eric Cartman's little thing called Coon and Friends, and and when we were going out for our little vacation there, we had our trailer, and we needed to put on a flag so we know which one it was. And I was trying my hardest to say, all right, I said to him, oh yeah, I got a flag right here. And my brother would not let us put it up there because he's like, nope. You realize we have some black relatives. I'm like, yeah, they'll get a kick out of it. Needless to say, the flag stayed here.
I don't understand what happened to just judging people by their actions rather than, and it doesn't matter who's saying it, what racial epithet is being thrown out there. What the fuck happened? I thought we were doing better there for a while, and then, man, we have taken a fucking swan dive.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this, I think, traces back to the schools and the universities, and a lot of it, part of the reason why I think that they got to where they were is because there was a big feminist movement, I think, back in like the 80s or maybe even earlier than that. We all know about that particular one. And then society eventually fought back against it. But it didn't go away. It just went to the schools and the universities. And then you fast forward a couple generations, and these people are teaching these people, and they grow up, and look what happens. They literally taught these kids to be the way that they are. And so that's where we're in the situation we're in again. And I think history is repeating itself again, and that society is rejecting this political correctness movement, as it was also called back then. And now it's subsiding again, and it's going down and down and down. Eventually it's going to go down, and it's going to be fought back, but it's the exact same thing that's going to happen, and that they're going to go to the colleges and the universities and they're going to train it up again, and we'll probably see another feminist movement, fourth wave. It'll probably be even worse when we're older and we're experiencing this. So I think that's the big concern, because right now society don't like feminism. Most women nowadays don't identify as feminists, and pretty much never will.
Well, the thing is, I know I'm being semantic here, but I think we passed the third wave a long time ago. I think third wave was the ridiculous academic feminism that came up with some of the bullshit ideas that now fourth wave is using to do their ridiculous militant online feminism. I think that's kind of the key difference between what happened with third wave and what's happening with fourth wave now. I think that third wave, at least it was ridiculous, yes, but at least it was somewhat academic in nature. Fourth wave just went, all right, we're going to take those ideas, just add as much crazy to it as we can, and just spread it all over the fucking internet, and then people will fucking feed into it because we don't have any actual intellectual thought leaders leading this charge.
I don't know if we can actually say that it's a type of fourth wave. I think it's more of a spin-off, because almost everything that they have to say and fight for, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just a little more harder and harsher. I think we're still in the third wave. But then again, that's semantics. I don't know with any certainty. I know there's another branch of feminism that's actually going to the traditional ideas and saying that no, raising a family, that's a good thing. That's feminism because we're women. That's our job. Like, we fucking birth kids. Of course we're going to take care of them and look after our husbands. Like, that type of feminism, I might be able to get behind. But then again, I'm a big misogynist. So, I mean, obviously.
I was going to say this isn't a sequel. This is a reboot.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's the same old shit. It's the same played out bullshit that they got called out 4 years ago, and they have no answer for now, and they're going to continue on with this like it's a for real narrative. Yeah, and it's just a reboot. It's a new cast of characters telling the same fucking story.
Yeah,
it's Spider-Man again.
Yeah. Spider-Man?
Just in the number, like when they did Homecoming, I was curious if I was gonna have to sit through another origin story. Thankfully, I didn't. No.
Yeah, no, they were able to work that out because it's in their contract that if they ever do a solo movie without Marvel's intervention, they have to tell the origin story. That's why we got as many times as we did. It's because you want to make your own movie or you want to reboot it, fine, but you gotta do the origin. So that's in the contract when they got the rights to Spider-Man. So working with the MCU, it's like, that's how we don't have to do the origin. It's okay. You know, he's dead. Uncle Ben's dead. We get it.
Yes, and he cried about it for decades and grew up to be Spider-Man and kicked all sorts of ass. Yes, we got it.
Yeah. We
don't hand it to Sam Raimi again. Dear God, just don't hand it to Sam Raimi.
Oh, come on. I liked Sam Raimi's take, especially Spider-Man 2. That shit was awesome.
Oh, no. They all lose credibility once 3 comes into play.
No. See, the problem with 3 is they had too much studio intervention. They didn't want to do it the way they want. Sam Raimi wanted the Vulture. And part of the reason we got the Vulture part of the reason we had the Vulture in Homecoming is just to sort of do a nod to Sam Raimi, because that's what the fans wanted too. So when they did have a solo movie, it's like, okay, we get it. Vulture. We put him in there. Also, they didn't kill him, which I was quite happy about.
I kind of like that idea. Like, why are you killing off villains? Like, and it's been that way since the fucking Batman of the 80s. Like, why is the Joker dead? Why is the Penguin dead? You know, all these characters die in these movies. Until the third and fourth ones, when they really needed to.
Part of the reason is that to do a superhero movie, it's actually a very strenuous job, because you see these people like Thor and all that. I mean, these are guys, they have to work out constantly, and they're putting their body through a lot of strain, and they're often exhausted even on the day of shooting, because on the day of shooting, it's like they have to work out like good and hard, and then they start shooting. It's like they're already exhausted by the time the director says action. So I mean, it's a lot. I mean, I feel real bad for like Hugh Jackman because that guy's fucking ripped, but he is tired. It's like he might be willing to do more movies, but it's like let's work a deal here, guys. I'm getting too old to work out this hard. He's in his 50s right now. He looks great though for a guy in his 50s. Of course, that plastic surgery will do that to you. But yeah,
did he do plastic surgery?
All actors do plastic. They never talk about it, but they all do it. Just that's how they keep themselves relevant. I mean, Hugh Jackman, he was showing his age around X-Men 3, and then he looked younger. I mean, no one goes that way, unless with makeup, which it didn't look like that was the case. They actually had to make him look older when he was doing his old man roles. So it looks like plastic surgery to me.
It's all liquid latex and CGI.
Oh, that liquid latex. They did that on Patrick Stewart in X-Men 3, and it looked terrible. It was so bad. It's like, no.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I was gonna try and defend it because I like that movie, but it wasn't good. It was bad. Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
Well, yeah, I know, right? Well, I think that since they've been doing all those like time travel reboots, I'll forgive them and I'll just say it was rebooted. That's why that happened. That's why everything looks as different as it is, because it was rebooted. And of course, like Professor Xavier or whatever, he was walking in X-Men 3. It's like, wait a minute. X-Men First Class happened. You weren't able to walk. It was time travel, is what that was. That was time travel. They rebooted the time frame already.
Oh, God damn it.
So, I mean, I'm willing to accept all that.
When the movies become as confusing as the comics.
Actually, I think it's kind of...
Thing is, though, with X-Men, that actually makes sense, though, because as much fucking... Well, it's canon, but it's not really canon because there's time travel, and then there's one time we just went to a new fucking dimension, and we didn't really explain that until after 13 fucking issues. Oh yeah, we're in a new dimension. No, we didn't really tell you that. So I mean, X-Men has always been kind of this weird fucking timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly bullshit. Anyway, I mean that's one of the reasons I liked it so much, because there was always something interesting happening, even if it was kind of cheesy sometimes. But that was the one comic I actually really did get into, because as far as comics went, I loved the stories, but I was cheap as shit and it didn't like fucking going to buy the comics, so I would always fucking read the ones my friends had, and I'd go to the library and sit there and read them until I got kicked out, or I'd go to the comic book store and then I'd get immediately kicked out because they know I'm not going to buy shit. But X-Men was one of the few comics that I actually did shell out fucking just tons of fucking money on, and it was one of the few series the series of books that I really did get into. X-Men was my fucking shit, which is why I'm still mad they have not done Iceman correctly yet. Yes. I'm not a fan of Iceman in the X-Men movies. I don't like him.
He's never been done right, but then again, a lot of them were never done right until Deadpool came about, and then we saw Colossus, and
that was a good Colossus. I gotta say
that the kid in me was watching this, and I was just happy. I saw the movie. Don't get me wrong, I love the Deadpool movie. It's awesome. I will fucking go back for Colossus. Every scene he was in was magical. I want that guy. He's a boy. He's a Boy Scout. He's a great, big, huge, chrome Boy Scout, and that's the way he's supposed to be. And the accent was perfect. The size was huge. He could take on the Hulk. He probably wouldn't win, but he could at least pull up a fight.
The whole thing is, though, he has.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually won that fight, but he held his own, and Hulk couldn't beat him. Well, I mean, then again, Hulk can't really beat Colossus anyway. Because Colossus can't really get hurt. He can get thrown the fuck around and beat up, but he can't really get hurt.
I think you're right. Colossus has the bare endurance, but Hulk has the bare strength. In an arm wrestling match, I mean, Hulk will win all the time. If it was a matter of two of them running at each other, who would suffer the most damage? Hulk would suffer the most damage. I mean, and that's why I like that dynamic between the two, because it's just
Yeah, but if the Hulk wanted, he could just grab him and toss him in the air and bye bye out of space. So I think Hulk is still better, stronger than Colossus.
he might be able to do that. I'm not entirely certain. He's never. I don't think Hulk's ever tried to toss someone up into space.
I'm sure he can. I mean,
well, he's tossed Wolverine plenty of times, and Wolverine's never gone into space.
Can Colossus? No, okay, never mind. Because he can't breathe underwater.
No, he can't breathe. He can't breathe in space.
I was about to say, like, have they ever put him in a situation where? No, but yeah, I forgot. Like, he got trapped under that building, like in the whatever it was, some fucking dam or something, and he almost died in there, but he didn't because Jean Grey saved him.
I vaguely
remember or something.
I vaguely remember a storyline which may not be canon. I don't know for certain, where someone actually cut out his heart while he was in human form, and his mental form is the only thing that keeps him alive. He had to maintain it to keep going, but then of course everyone can see him. He's not human. I don't know if that was a thing or if I'm making it up in my head, because there was a lot of X-Men stories.
Well, there's a lot of X-Men stuff that's non-canon. I think there's probably more X-Men stuff that's non-canon than in any other fucking series.
Yeah, well, X-Men is one of those really hugely popular series. So,
well, that
but
like
don't forget
they also had like 4 or 5 series going at once for like the span of like 5 or 6 years, like 4 or 5 different X-Men stories going all at the same time. And some of those things, like, they can't be canon because you have 2 different characters doing something at the exact same time. Like, the same character doing 2 different things at the same time in 2 different books. It's like, well, hold on. How is Cable fighting for that side and also fighting for the other side? Wait a minute, this isn't right. Which one is canon? Neither? Yes, both? I don't know.
Oh, when they were doing like the X-Force and all that stuff, all the little side X's.
This was during. I'm not sure if this was before or shortly after the death of Professor Xavier, but Cable was fighting for both sides at one point.
I can believe it.
It was the most confusing fucking thing. I was like, I'm trying to follow along with all these different books, and this something's not making sense here.
Well, remember, there's one that Colossus actually gets the Juggernaut's powers too. There's that one too.
I remember that one. That was interesting. I call that overkill. It's like that. It's like what happens if Batman gets like the Yellow Lantern ring. I mean, come on, you don't need it, buddy. You don't need it. Yeah. Speaking of like the whole X-Men, have you guys seen the trailer for the New Mutants?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know enough about the New Mutant stuff to actually it's going to be or judge it by the trailer. So
I've avoided watching the trailer to this point just because as soon as it came out, I saw people reacting to it, and I'm not ready to sign myself up with that cancer yet, because apparently, just no. I'm going to avoid watching that until right before the show comes out.
I'll say this: like everything else with X-Men, Fox has shown that they're scared of the tights, and there's like we'll go in any direction but the tights. It's like, come on. Like, the only reason like Deadpool did as well as it did is because it was hardcore faithful, and the only reason that got in there is because the staff there at Fox are like, yeah, this movie ain't gonna do shit. We did Deadpool in that one Wolverine movie. People don't want to see it. Whatever. You're gonna make it anyways. Go fuck it. Go. Here's like a couple million. All right, we're not even gonna give you like a full budget. And what they pull off? They pulled off magic. They pulled off fucking magic.
Well, and I have to give a lot of credit to Ryan Reynolds, because a lot of that was his fucking decision. Like, he was the one pushing them for 5.5 years to make the movie, and then whenever he turned down, I think it was like 3 or 4 different scripts, and said no, none of that.
Because wasn't he supposed to come back as Hannibal King in like what is it like the Midnight Riders movie that they were talking about doing?
I'm not sure if that was just rumors or if that's actually true. I kept hearing that rumor, but I'm not sure if that actually was a thing.
Kind of like the Venom rumors that have been going around since, what, 1996?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
How you-
I mean,
Keep
like,
dreaming, Madman. Keep
Well,
dreaming.
You can't. Well, I mean, their goal is that they want to do R-rated movies, and a Venom movie could work in the sense of, let's say you have a bunch of astronauts and they get like the symbiote on the ship, and they're trying to figure out what to do, and then it crash lands in New York or whatever, and then Spider-Man picks it up, and that could be like the next Spider-Man movie, or at the ending of Spider-Man 2. He sees the show. I mean, it could work. It could work, and I trust that they would be able to make that happen. In the case, yeah,
I fucking hate the new Spider-Man kid. I cannot fucking stand him.
so long as he's in the outfit, I find him tolerable. I'm not a huge fan of him either. Although,
And then like his best friend thing. Oh my god, I wanted to kill that fat kid. Oh my god, I just want him to die.
yeah, everything about that movie was diversity quotas, and it was bad. Although I will say this, all of that, as far as I'm concerned, is tolerable. What I cannot tolerate is fucking MJ. Everything about that portrayal was like, fuck race, fuck everything else. Everything else around that was the most annoying, cringy, horrifying thing. That was not a Mary Jane. Right? You could do Mary Jane Black. I don't give a rat's ass. You could definitely do that. Everything else, no. It's everything about that. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Nothing close to MJ. Of course, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so.
all I know is if we're talking about things that we want to see happen but know is never going to happen, I want to see Carnage on the big screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. Like, they can't even do Venom right. They're not even going to... Whoa. Is that my mic?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was somebody's mic.
Oh, okay. Well, like, they can't even do Venom right. So I can't even imagine them trying to do Carnage and then not just making it this weird fucking, like, PG version of Carnage.
There's supposed to be a Venom movie that's coming out in 2018 that's so far is rated R from what I'm understanding they're aiming for.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah.
Hardy's going to be playing Venom.
Yeah, it's going to be from a separate universe too, right? It's not going to be the same as this Spider-Man?
No, it will be the same universe.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's...
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be the same one. The real questionable part is because Sony is desperate to make their money back because they made a lot of bad decisions, and so they're going to go hardcore into superhero stuff. And the only way they can make any of that work properly is if they have to work with Marvel, which means that Marvel's going to oversee all that. So you can have faith that a Venom movie will be good. Very similar in the sense of oversight, because they actually did oversee the Deadpool movie in some sense or another, which is why they were able to approve the helicarrier at the end of Deadpool. So it was fucking awesome. That was the Avengers or Agent or Shield's helicarrier at Deadpool. That was it. So Venom could work, and actually it could work in a couple of different ways, because maybe. Because I know that they're working on Captain Marvel, which cringy as fuck, but they are going to introduce the Skrulls.
It doesn't look entirely bad.
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking is like they could make it work. There are possibilities because they're doing more space-oriented stuff. Venom's space-oriented. That could work out fine. I forgot where I was going with this, but I was going to say that I got excited because I remembered there's a plot idea that they could actually introduce the Fantastic Four, because Fox is talking with Marvel, and look, they are talking.
If Fox is going to talk with Marvel, I don't give a shit about the Fantastic Four. I want them to release the rights on the word mutant so I can see Wolverine and Hulk fight.
Well, here's the thing: they could do that. They could do that. The problem is though is that. They've planned out their cinematic universe so intricately that to introduce mutants and the Fantastic Four and all that kind of stuff would be a bit much. They couldn't do that all at once. So that would be in the next phase. If
they managed to add magic into the MCU and not ruin it. And in any other attempt to try and add magic to anything always makes it cringy as fuck. Right? Because it's always this weird fucking, well, I don't have enough power. Wait, I do have enough power. Well, I don't have enough power. Well, I do have enough power. It's always that fucking thing every single time.
It's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, like Magic always ends up going fucking Dragon Ball Z style, and especially on the live, like live action, it's fucking gross. Like it's just terrible.
It's kind of Harry Pottery.
But yeah, no, like they managed to add magic to the MCU, and I know they teased that fucking like 7 years before when they introduced kind of magic is kind of what we call science in Thor. So they've been working up to that for a long fucking time, but they added magic and the mystic shit to the MCU, and they didn't fuck it up.
Yeah,
and if they can do that. They can work in mutants, even though they've already worked in Inhumans, and that's going all right, except for the new show, which is I'm still not entirely sure about, because like I like every character except Black Bolt. I don't like his character, like how they made him in this. I don't like it.
Considering how much hate that show is getting right now, I wouldn't put too much faith in Inhumans going anywhere further than this. I was so hoping to get Vin Diesel's Black Bolt, and I'm just so disappointed that they're not wearing masks. Vin Diesel's whole thing in the MCU is doing Groot, and all he has to do is say, "I am Groot." He's not actually on set for most of the stuff. He is on set, but most of the stuff he's not necessary to be there. Yeah. Inhumans, he could set the time to do it. I mean, he's fucking built like goddamn Black Bolt.
Hell, he looks like Black Bolt when he did Riddick.
Oh yeah, he could have easily done that, but he didn't, and he couldn't. And then when the Inhumans happened, and that was supposed to be a rush job to replace X-Men, and it didn't work. And oh well. I was going to say in regards to the Captain Marvel movie that they're working on, they could work in like an astronaut thing with aliens and get the Fantastic Four in there and get their powers through other means. And then they could try and find their way home. And that could happen through the Guardians of the Galaxy, which they did do at some point. So, I don't know.
Well, and I guess Venom could be introduced in one of those as well, considering there is supposed to be a planet of symbiotes.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Which somehow they could work that in there and maybe get Carnage in some other means. There is talk about
in a sequel.
Yeah, I mean they could fairly easily get a Carnage movie going.
I'm actually glad you're here, because you'd be the one person I could ask that might actually have an answer for this. But I kind of feel like they retconned the fuck out of Quake, because I could have sworn that Quake was a mutant. And now like I've gone back to look at some of the old Inhuman stuff, and there's Quake, but I could have fucking I would have put all the money I have that Quake was a mutant, not an Inhuman. Well, and I feel like this is one of those Berenstein Bears things where I remember vividly that Quake was a mutant, and now looking back, everything I see is her as an Inhuman.
It could have been a confusion, and it could have been a retelling, but there are, or an Elseworld story. But there was the incident where there was a Terrigen Mist bomb that got blown up in the city. I think it was by Thanos to create confusion throughout the city while he was doing his dastardly plans. And while people were all becoming, like, who could potentially become Inhumans, just became Inhumans. And other people who were mutants actually received enhanced powers. So, I mean, because that's what happens with Terrigen Mist. It actually enhances your powers. So it happened to Quicksilver. And he was a fast guy. And now he's so fast, even he can't comprehend how fast he can go.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, and so it could have been, in the case of Quake, it could have been like she was one of those characters who got it and she thought maybe, oh, I must have been a mutant and didn't realize it, and then realized, no, I actually am an Inhuman. And then didn't realize that either. So that could have easily happened as well, because then you have other kids who like have no idea that they're Inhumans, and then just all of a sudden find out, oh yeah, I am.
Well, I mean, I guess technically that could work, because although like back in the books, like although everything was somewhat intertwined together, everything is canon and everything is also not canon. Like especially when it comes to Marvel, because there was so much shit coming out back then. Like, I mean, they had 3 different kinds of genetic forms of getting powers, right? They had mutants, they had Inhumans, and there was another one that I always forget. And they were all in each other's books at some point. So there could have been some kind of mix and match bits and pieces of some of that I just missed.
Absolutely, there could, and even the characters themselves tend to get a bit confused. We're also dealing with like stories written by different books by different people, and not all of them would communicate with each other on various different things. And often you also get people from like toy manufacturers who's like, we want to make toys. Can you make a bunch of new characters? And then they didn't go through the backstory. So like money. I went, oh fuck, this fucks up with our whole thing, with our whole storyline.
I get mad when the toy companies get involved with anything involving comic books, because that's how we get fucking Young Justice canceled.
Yeah.
Bastards.
I'm still waiting for that to come back.
I'm still fucking mad about that.
Oh yeah, are you looking for
Teen Titans Go?
Okay, Teen Titans or Young Justice. I want one of them back.
The original.
No, if they bring back the original
the
Teen
less
Titans,
cartoony style ones were good. The more cartoony Teen Titans I didn't like as much. No,
it's terrible. It's fucking horrible. Like they even made a joke, like in one of the episodes where it's like, yeah, this is what we used to be like, and then showed clips of the old Teen Titans, and then like they show like or not the very end, because they didn't want to spoil it for anyone who I guess hadn't seen it. And then they show Robin sitting there like, whoa, what happened? I need to see what happened. What did we do? I don't remember any of this. And like was like, is this what we turned into? We're fucking awful now. This is awful. Like, they made a joke about how terrible the show is inside the show.
That I can give mad respect. And actually, I think there was an episode of Teen Titans Go where they had Aqualad show up, and he's like, you guys are like too silly. And they get uber serious. And I thought, oh, Aqualad, I fucking missed you, because that show, that Young Justice was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I'm a big fan of the first season, and then when the second season happened and everything changed, I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. Which is probably why the show got canceled in the first place.
Which show?
Young Justice, season 1. I fell in love with the characters and the cast. Season 2, everything changed, because that was the alien invasion, and then they all got older. Robin became Nightwing, and then we got the new Robin and Superboy and Miss Marvel. Not Miss Marvel. Fuck, what's the green skin girl's name?
Miss Martian.
Miss Martian.
Yeah, Miss Martian.
Yeah, and then they were dating, and now they're not dating anymore. And like, you guys were good together. What happened? And then she's dating someone else. It was cringy. They didn't really
explain that very well. Like that kind of just ended, and they didn't ever really give a good reason for it.
The storyline of season 2 was so convoluted that it was like, obviously no one was going to understand and pay attention. And obviously, like, because it was designed for like teenagers and all that, they didn't get it. They all completely fell off. So I mean, season 2 is the reason why the show ended. However, I mean, the fan base is huge.
That's the reason they gave. That's not really the reason. The reason was they weren't selling enough toys, so they pulled the funding.
Well, yeah, I mean, if kids aren't going to buy the toys, I get. But we are getting to season 3. I mean, Netflix is saving the bell on that. Hopefully, it does well.
You know what's a really good cartoon show and / comic book that I wish that would bring it back in maybe even in live screen or whatever? Static Shock.
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
Don't hate.
Why?
You know, well, first of all, I didn't like it, and second of all, if they bring it back, it's going to be total BLM nonsense all the way through.
Don't ruin this for me.
They'll ruin it for you. I'm not doing nothing.
Facts.
I am just telling you the facts.
They really probably would.
You're not, like, if they bring it, like, here's the thing. If they were to bring that show back, wait another 2 to 3 years. All right, 2 to 3 years is probably the safest bet of cartoons.
I mean, the original show was pretty damn good to me. I mean, I really liked it. I really liked it.
It was. I remember watching it. It felt like pre BLM to me. I could see hints of race stuff because it was. They talked race on too many episodes, and it kind of.
Honestly, I don't remember none of that. Plus, it was way. That's a long ass time ago too, so I can't remember much of the thing is, though, like anymore.
I remember them bringing up race, like, I mean, not a lot, but it came up, but it was never cringy. It was never like super fucking it wasn't. They weren't playing the oppression Olympics. Like it seemed like the issues they were talking about were genuine, actual fucking issues. Like it wasn't like, well, the cops are out to murder you. It's just like, if you're a black guy and you're dealing with the cops, maybe just be a little extra cautious. That kind of like it was genuinely good advice, not fear mongering shit.
Yeah. Although
I think that should be for anybody, black or white, anybody in between. No, if the cops are dealing with you, be on your own side because they're not on yours.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, and like it's weird though. I have seen this drastic shift in my arguments dealing with the police because I used to be so anti-cop. And then just seeing like the drastic shift of how far people will take that anti-cop thing. It's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna like try and keep my position. Like, and as the farther y'all get, the farther more toward the cop side I'm gonna seem, just because y'all are taking it way too goddamn far. I'm still fairly anti-cop in a lot of scenarios, just because I don't like how they're fucking set up. It's way too fucking militarized. They have way too much power over people who haven't done shit wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you're talking about there's somebody wanted for, like, a fucking double homicide, fine, yeah, go in with fucking SWAT if you want to, but if somebody is, people get fucking shot over jaywalking. White, black, doesn't fucking matter. That's retarded.
Well, and I guess my thing is...
And they want to avoid arrest? Fucking fine. It's a jaywalker. They're not a public fucking menace. Let them the fuck go. If you know who they are, write them a ticket later. Send it to them in the fucking mail.
Well, just like here in Florida, not too long ago, there was one case that... there was a mentally handicapped person that got out of the facility where he was staying at. And the social worker that went to assist him kept telling the police officer everything's fine, this and that. He kept his arms up saying that, please don't shoot. And the first thing the fucking cop is shoots him. So the person falls down on the floor with his hands up and like, why did you shoot me? And the cop is like, I don't know, some shit like that. And it just happened just a few months ago in Florida. And I'm like, you might just need a better training or something. I mean, I don't know. Plus, I mean, trying to be a police officer cannot be easy for everybody. I mean, I don't believe that anyone can do, something like that. Being a police officer, first you got to be good under pressure. If you're not good under pressure, then you shouldn't be carrying a fucking gun, But I don't know.
Well, there's a couple of issues. I think nationally they lowered the they lowered the IQ limit for because you do have to pass certain tests, and they actually lowered
chocolate.
It. I like chocolate milk.
Oh, you can be a police officer. That's fine.
Yeah.
You got downs. That's fine. We'll just put you in a patrol car.
Hi, Hitler.
Well, and I'm not against the cops because honestly, I've had a lot of family members that were. I hate the brotherhood of the badge bullshit. If you see something, if you see another cop doing something fucked up, will you please stand up and say something? Quit, because that is how you get this mentality of, oh, so it really is you against us. Why do we let you have guns? Why are you the militarized peacekeepers? Why the fuck do I have to answer your questions? You're obviously already into anyway, so.
Well, and the thing is, I think that happens in most professions. Like, lawyers will stick up for other lawyers, doctors will stick up for other doctors. the thing is, when it comes to them, it's not a matter of, all right, well, the doctor fucked up, and now they're dealing with the insurance lawyers, and they're dealing with all this, and the other doctors are going to try and back them up. Fine, I get that. The lawyers fuck up. All right, they're going to get another lawyer to come and try and help protect them from having their life ruined because they fucked up. Fine, I get that. But when it comes to cops, it gets way fucking different. Because that's people breaking the law, and the people that are protecting them are the fucking law. It gets a bit more fucking gray, and I can't just go, well, I mean, yeah, like doctors are going to protect doctors, cops are going to protect cops. It's a bit fucking different. And I'd like to just go, well, it's black and white. Yeah, like, they can do what they want, but no, it's a tricky situation when you're dealing with the police.
Why does everything have to be black and white? Why can't it be black and brown or something like that? You fucking racist asshole.
Well, because I'm black and white. I can make things black and white, asshole.
Yeah, well, I'm not black or white.
What about gray? You know, and
See,
I mean that both in
gray.
area
Fuck gray.
and matter.
Nobody cares
like,
about gray, okay?
Nobody.
yeah, nobody.
Look, I just want to say, shades of brown are why the cops have to deal with shit.
Oh.
You didn't hear that from me.
That was terrible, my friend.
No, it wasn't. It was beautiful. Absolute beautiful.
This is
I
why
certainly
do
hope
these
so. Because even I, after realizing, even I think, was I just being racist there? I think I fucking was.
No such thing as racism. Nah.
Well, all right. Well, here's the thing to talk about. Like, should racism be a jailable offense?
No.
No.
Yeah. See, that's what I was
Only
thinking.
if committed as a hate crime, then but
Like-
then that turns into something totally different.
Thing is, though, at that point, the racism isn't the crime. The crime is what they did to whoever it was they did something to.
Yeah.
I think hate
the
crime laws
the
are fucking
racism is
retarded.
just
Like, if someone's a racist, then they're a racist. Okay, big whoop. I mean, I think people are allowed to be racist if they want to. It's shitty, sure, but I mean, really, is it wrong? Is it illegal?
Well, I'm pretty racist. I mean, I hate all Mexicans, but
Aren't you Mexican?
Who?
Aren't you Mexican, though?
Yo no soy mexicano, pendejo. I don't know what you're talking about.
But no, like, I have a particular gripe with hate crime laws, because what it does in most situations is all it's ever meant to do is to say, all right, well, this guy, this person committed a crime, right? Okay, is he guilty of that crime? Yes. Yeah, but he was mean while doing it. He had bad thoughts in his head. Oh, add 10 years to the sentence. That's fucking retarded.
because that makes sense.
No, like,
Well, it all depends. I mean, when it comes to
this
something
racist
like
asshole went and beats him up because of their race. Okay, the crime was the guy beat someone up. That's the crime. That is the crime.
yeah, but when you go out and do a gay bashing just because you want to kill and bash a homo, then I mean, it's not just an act of trying to kill someone. It's hateful towards somebody's sexuality. So it's kind of, I don't know. That one's kind of iffy for me, especially when it comes to something like that.
Let's put it this way: if a straight person, if a straight black male, a gay black male went out to go, I can't think of the good alternative to smear the queer for a straight guy, but to go castrate the straights, right?
Jesus.
Well, no.
Hashtag castrate the straight.
But no, like, but if this gay black guy went to go beat the hell out of some straight white guy because he was a straight white guy, should that be considered a hate crime?
Well, yeah.
No.
If
fuck
he's
no.
doing it for the reason that the other person is straight and did harm just because of that, well,
Okay.
I mean, there's motive.
He's doing it now because this gay black guy is in love with this straight guy. And he's beating him up because he's straight. Is that now a hate crime?
It still applies, yeah.
No! that's retarded.
And you have to remember that motive only gives to the cause of the crime. It's only the engine that propels them. It's not the destination they came to. So
Right.
Even in court, it can only be used as this is why he did it. This is why he needs to be convicted, is because this crime, because he's fucking unstable and he thinks that these people need to be killed.
Well, no, it's not why they're guilty. It goes to prove that it goes to prove guilt, not to But
I'm a little high, sorry.
oh, it's fine. I've only had like 6 cups of coffee, so I just brought the pot out with me and my little can of sugar. But I'm almost finished this pot of coffee, so I'm about to go inside and make some more because I already finished this pot.
Jesus Christ!
I told you when I don't have drugs, I like coffee. Coffee and cigarettes is almost as good as low quality Coke.
Well, I wouldn't know. I've never done drugs. I mean, I
You're
drink a
person.
little.
I can't trust people that don't do drugs.
I mean, caffeine is my only drug. Well, and alcohol. I mean, wouldn't have to.
You need something to get through life. Lord knows there's enough depression out there.
I smoke both cigarettes and pot. I stay away from everything else. I've had my run-ins with it. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Cocaine will lead to many blackouts for me.
Cocaine is actually one of the things that stopped me from having a career in stand-up. I was actually fairly good, and I mean, I got paid as much or more than most like amateur comedians, like before they actually start getting paid to do like real gigs and shit. Like getting like 30, 40, 50 bucks a pop, which for a comedian like starting out is fucking awesome. But a little bit too much cocaine made people not want to work with me, and then me not showing up high as fuck and not being able to be funny because I'm too fucking high and just yelling at people in the crowd. Oh, okay, yeah. I quit doing cocaine for a little while and then stopped doing comedy entirely.
And that's when you found Jesus, right?
You know what? Actually, I found
heroin.
Jesus, and then that's when I started doing cocaine because he was my dealer.
It was LSD. That's when I saw him.
But you know, like what's fucked up though is I've done all kinds of drugs, and I've tripped, and I've fucking freebased, and I've done lots of fucking heroin and fucking opiates and shit like that. But the best or worst, I'm not sure exactly which way to qualify it, but the best or worst trip I've ever fucking had was just some weed that I smoked from some guy sitting at the bar one day. And I'm sitting there thinking I'm having a conversation with somebody, and then realize, oh shit, didn't you die last year? And then look around, and the 3 people I've been talking to, none of them are fucking there. And everyone's sitting there looking at me like I'm fucking retarded and crazy as shit. I was like, what the fuck is he on? I don't know. I only smoked weed. Are these people here? You've been talking to yourself for like 30 minutes, man. Why didn't you stop me? Because you were fucking talking to yourself. We weren't gonna fucking talk to you.
You don't jack with a dude talking to himself. He might fuck you up.
But yeah, dude, like I was sitting there talking to a guy that I had fucking seen die a year ago, and it didn't even fucking process in my mind for like 30 fucking minutes. I was like, oh shit, aren't you dead? Oh, I'm fucking high. I should go home.
You were something, that's for sure.
And the thing is, it was just weed. Like everyone else smoked the same shit I did, and nobody fucking tripped. Nobody had any weird anything happened, but it was just some fucking weed, and I tripped my fucking balls off.
I have never had that experience on pot.
Neither had I. That shit tripped me the fuck out, man.
Did you ever look for the guy again and went, hey, can I get more of that stuff? Or did you just like, I'm tired of talking to the dead, never talk to him again?
No, the thing is, like, I had smoked with that guy before, and I had smoked with that guy like a week later. Like he was a regular at the bar that I was at, and I was a regular too. We probably saw each other like 2 or 3 times a week, and that was the only time it ever happened. And I smoked that same weed like a few days later, like later that week. Fucking nothing. Like same shit. Just no talking to dead people. Just for whatever it was, my chemical shit in my brain was just off that day, and it just hit me fucking weird.
It had to be laced with something else. I mean,
well, it could also be like you were aware of it this time. I mean, if you weren't aware of it, if you didn't know that's what happened, maybe you would have gotten a similar experience. But you're smart now, so smart in air quotes, but smart all the same.
I don't know.
Could have also been one of those things where it's rare. I don't know too many people that have actually talked about it, but basically not necessarily falling asleep while you're awake, but going into almost like a dream lapse kind of mentality where imagine things that are right there that aren't there, but very much appear to be while you're conscious of it, and
kind of lucid dreaming while you're awake.
Maybe without the control of a lucid dream.
All right. Yeah, maybe that was it. I don't know. All I know is that was by far one of the strangest experiences of my life, and like freaked me the fuck out. Like I don't usually get freaked out by shit, but that scared me.
Well, you were talking to dead people. I would be freaked out pretty much as well, especially because I'm an atheist and I don't believe in ghosts and stuff. So I would definitely be freaked out.
It's like dead people. Uh-oh.
Well, no, I mean, I know they weren't fucking ghosts, because, I mean, I'm an atheist, too. I don't believe in ghosts or a soul or anything.
Wait, you're Satan. How could you not believe in yourself?
It's easier than you think.
I don't believe in myself. I'm a shitty person. I've had the opportunity to accomplish a lot, and I've accomplished fucking nothing. I don't believe in myself.
Excellent.
If it helps matters, I believe in a Satan.
He believes in me. Thank you.
He believes in Satan. He didn't say you.
Don't ruin it for me, motherfucker. What's wrong with you?
Everything.
Hey, you wanted to ruin fucking Carnage for me, so you shut up.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, I was gonna say, as far as I meant to say this earlier, but going to the book things we'll never see. Hulk 2099 and Mr. Sinister.
Hey, don't forget Spider-Man 2099. He actually looked pretty fucking amazing.
At this point, I can never say never, because it's entirely possible these things could happen. It's just a matter of, can they negotiate, or can they plan it out, or can it be worked out in other means. It's entirely possible to get these things. It's just legality at this point.
Is there the popularity behind it?
Well, I don't know about the World Breaker Hulk. I mean, they're kind of making somewhat of a spin-off of that, I guess, in the new Thor movie. But
I do have something to say about the Hulk, because it's going to be fucking awesome. But I did want to say that the saddest thing right now is that, you know, when Marvel sold off the rights to their properties to all these movie studios, they're making less now than they did then. If they weren't fucking owned by Disney, they would have been bankrupt like 3 times over. That's how bad it is at Marvel. It's fucking crazy. Now, in regards to Hulk, this is what someone who's working on the Hulk movie, I can't remember which actor or maybe it was the director, but this is what they had planned out. So the Hulk's going to be in like 3 movies, like one each year or a couple each year or whatever. if you take out all the scenes that just have the Hulk and you mash them all together, it's gonna become a coherent Hulk movie. Because they're timing it all out so that each screen time he has in there, you take all that and you put it together and you make a Hulk movie. You can make it a Hulk movie out of it. So that way, when these movies are done, those people who like to edit movies can edit all those Hulk bits and actually get a Hulk movie out of it.
Nice.
So I heard that one. Now I'm going to be thinking about that going into Thor. So like Thor is the start, and then they have the next one and the next one. I think essentially they're all going to have elements of like all the different best Hulk stories.
So wait, it's going to be like collecting comics, only you have to come through a movie to edit it out.
Exactly.
I was thinking about The Simpsons. The McBain clips that they show, that you put all those clips together, it actually makes like a mini movie.
Oh yeah, from The Simpsons.
Yes.
It was, and they didn't know that was going to happen. It just happened. No one planned it out, and it was amazing.
Sometimes the best things happen by accident.
Sometimes, yeah.
What about the Spawn movie that's supposed to be coming out?
I was just
Man.
about to ask that.
Just the original was fucking amazing. I mean, sure, the graphic didn't. I mean, even for those for back in the '90s, the graphic looked amazing for the '90s. But that movie was amazing.
All the money was obviously spent on the Violator, because when that you actually got to see Malboja, like the devil and all that, he looked fucking terrible. But how did the other guy look fantastic?
And man, John Leguizamo did an amazing job as a clown. He did amazing.
The fact that fucker had to walk around on his knees in that role, like, I'm sorry, I got to give him props on that one.
All the makeup.
He was hilarious. He was amazing, man.
From what I've learned about the Spawn movie so far, they couldn't find an agreement with the director, so Todd McFarlane himself says he's going to direct it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Reason why I'm looking forward to it.
I am both looking forward to it and at the same time very nervous. He's directed music videos a few times just because he wanted to. This is the first time he's ever done a movie. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure he's gonna have more aides in there, to help him out.
Probably. I mean, like, to be fair though, I mean, Deadpool was done by a first-time live-action director, Tim Miller. He's never done a movie before, and then he did Deadpool. Prior to that, though, he did direct animated movies. I mean, he directed like Ice Age and all that. So I mean, and also he owns the animation department. They do like science. They do all the special effects for movies. So he knows that part. So he has more experience than Todd McFarlane, that's for sure. But here's hoping.
Yep.
Hey man, you gotta. I'll keep my fingers crossed. At least it might stick to the storyline and present a little bit more from the comic, like, bring in the angels, bring in.
I would want a Sam and Twitch spinoff, like on TV.
They
Fuck
are doing
yeah.
that. Well, you guys didn't know this? Yeah, they're doing it.
Really?
Because those honestly is like one of the best parts of those comics.
Yeah, it's going to be an
Fucking
HBO.
A.
Yeah, it's going to be an HBO series, so they're able to get away with a lot more.
The cartoon used to be on HBO.
Yeah, the cartoon. It was. I want to say I didn't care for the cartoon as much as I wanted to. It was a little too melodramatic, and everyone needs to fucking do a spit take because everyone kept talking like they had like spit in their mouth. I'm like, fucking just spit, guzzle some wine, do something. The apple juice, swish apple juice in your mouth, do something. I'm tired of hearing the clicks in your mouth. It was fucking terrible.
Especially Clown, he always do that.
Yeah, there's parts of the show I liked and parts I didn't. Obviously.
Oh, yeah, Michael. Who voiced Spawn? What was his name?
Oh, the guy who plays Goliath in Gargoyles.
Yeah. What is his name?
Keith
Roddy
David.
Piper and They Live. There you go. Keith David.
Yeah.
Hell of a choice.
Great great choice. I love that guy's performance. Also, I mean, Gargoyles. I mean, god damn, that show was great.
Hell yeah.
Now, there's a show I actually watched.
And I was so surprised that show came out from like Disney's cartoon department of all things. It's like, how'd you guys do this? This show is so fucking epic. It's got like all blood. It's got all this action. It's got all this like violence.
From the same people that brought you Bonkers and Marsupilami.
Hey.
And if you ask the director, what was your inspiration for Gargoyles? He says, gummy bears. You mean the cartoon?
Gummy bears.
Yeah, gummy bears inspired them.
I remember that.
Bouncing
Man,
here
those
everywhere.
gummy bears had to be laced with something too. Shit.
What was the thing? Gummy juice or some shit like that?
Yeah,
Gave them their powers.
Gummy bear,
No
gummy
fucking shit,
bear.
really?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, they got their bouncing powers from their gummy bear juice.
But that's also why everyone else wanted it, because if humans drink it, it gives them super strength. So, which is kind of neat. The reason why gummy bears was such an inspiration, the early draft of Gargoyles was supposed to be like Goliath. It was supposed to be just Goliath, and then there was a bunch of little gargoyles that he would take care of, and they would be like zany, cartoony characters. Obviously, they didn't go in that direction. So
I'm sitting there trying to picture that. That sounds fucking terrible.
I actually have the DVD, and there's set there where he did his original pitch to Disney, and it had a picture of like Goliath in subways, and he had like what the fuck was the cop's name? God, that
I
hot.
should know this.
Oh my god, she was so hot. I want to say Elisa Mazaz, but I don't think that's correct.
Elisa Maza.
Thank you, from Gargoyles, right?
Yeah, she's
Awesome.
awesome. I want a red leather jacket like her.
Wait, Opal knew something?
We're talking cartoons
Fucking
instead of comics.
Mind blown.
I fucking
Stop the
love.
fucking presses.
I fucking loved Gargoyles as a kid. That was like.
I don't care. My mind just got blown. I mean, holy hell.
Oh.
I'm so proud. I literally got tears right now. They're running down my cheeks right now. Because I'm so proud of you, Opal. ¿Sabes? Lo que deberíamos de hacer es cambiar la forma de como que estamos hablando para que los otros no sepan lo que estamos diciendo. ¿Tú qué crees?
Yo puedo entender.
Tú cállate.
Look, I don't know what was said. I know it was racist as fuck. Just tell me already.
Not
They
even
said we
close.
should speak a different
isn't
language so you guys
I don't understand what you said. I don't like the way you say it. So you better watch your mouth.
I'm watching it right now. It looks very
Que
pretty.
peixe.
Damn it, this isn't Telemundo, guys.
¡Sábado gigante!
No, like,
Used to be a lot of fine chicks on there.
You know how everyone talks about the 5 major networks? Do you like at least in the U.S.? I know, SemajZ, this is going to sound all new to you, but like when everyone talks about the 5 major networks in the U.S., do you know what the 5 are?
Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, and
Telemundo.
Telemundo.
Yeah. Telemundo is the number 5 is the number 5 network in the U.S.
Huh.
Telemundo! Yay!
I thought for sure it was the Young Turks.
Yeah, I was gonna say young Turks too. I was like,
What's the difference? I don't understand either of them. I don't
and
understand a word
they both
either of
lie
them
about
say.
everything. I mean, shit.
At least Telemundo doesn't yell at you and tell you you're a bad person for not understanding it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. And of course, Trump is a bad guy, and everything Trump does is bad. That's Telemundo.
I thought
right
Telemundo
there.
was a Republican station.
I was gonna
No.
say.
No.
Yeah.
They talk nonstop shit about Trump. Everything. And they always try to scare the Hispanic people saying, oh, he's going to deport us all. He's going to send
Well,
us
no
all
shit.
back.
Well, there's talking about it and then there's doing it.
Yeah, it's really fear baiting. Like, ugh.
Fear baiting,
Are you getting into it
masturbating
or
while
not?
afraid.
Oh, I thought
Don't.
for a moment there, I thought you said, yeah, it really scares the baby. I'm like, what do you mean? Why would it scare the baby?
It scares the baby.
How does the baby know this?
Don't
Yeah.
scare the baby.
Oh my god, my son is so pale because his father's half white. So my grandfather teases him and calls him the white baby or Trump's baby. Because my family's so dark and my son is so pale. So they called my son Trump baby.
Aw.
I'm a bit overprotective. He's so pale. I kind of overdid it with the sunscreen. What
the hell's wrong with you, woman?
I don't know. His skin is so fair, so I overdid it. He just looked like a slimy little blob. He looked like a little marshmallow monster. A marshmallow monster. Like, I don't know. Like, I see his dark little cousins, and they just have a little bit of sunscreen, and my son just looks like a marshmallow monster. He's like, ah!
Fucking Stay Puft. Opal. Jesus.
Yeah, I overdid it.
It's a Stay Puft Opal baby.
His skin is just so fair. Like, his cousins are so much darker than him, because, like, some of them are half black or full Mexican, and so they're darker than him. So they just like a little bit of sunscreen. And fucking my aunts were looking at me, and they're like, "Oh, I think you overdid it on the sunscreen there, sweetie. He's slipping out of your fingers." I don't know. He's so pale. I don't want to be responsible for his first sunburn.
Yeah,
Darken up quick.
No, my poor little baby.
Hey, Metal, you haven't even checked your DMs, have you?
I have not.
I just took the best shower
Motherfucker.
ever, by the way. I just took the best shower.
You were naked
Why
for
are
a
you
bit?
bragging?
Awesome.
Yeah, I just took like the best shower. Oh god. I didn't even realize I needed a shower.
You didn't realize you were filthy?
I didn't realize that. I was like spending all day with the baby.
Opal, you should know you're filthy.
I've heard you talk. You're yeah, goddamn woman.
I forgot to brush my teeth, actually. Isn't that filthy?
You fucking broke your dildo, all right? I mean, you're a fucking dirty whore.
It was just a cheap dildo.
We worked hard to raise that money for you, you cunt. Anyway, we know.
Again.
You overworked it. You overworked it. We get it. It's not broken. It just needed to cool down. You're too hot for the dildo.
Is that the excuse that she's using when it actually melted?
I don't like where this conversation is going. I just stop. Let's stop here.
Okay,
Like those
we'll
jokes
stop
are gonna
here.
get gross real fast.
That could very well be. We'll
If
go
my
on.
boyfriend didn't live 5 hours away, I wouldn't need the stupid piece of plastic.
There you go. I mean, that's the geographical problem there.
I think it's time for Opal to move.
It'd be better if he moved.
The forever debate. You should move. No, you move. You move. No, you move.
It would be better if he moved.
Yeah, you guys can figure that one out. I ain't touching that. I ain't taking sides.
We could do a fundraiser.
You better take a side.
I ain't
be
fucking
on
taking
my
those.
side. Be on my side. I like people on my side.
Take a side.
Fine, I'm pro Antifa. There, you happy?
Whoa.
No, I'm
Yes,
joking.
extremely happy.
Oh my god. The baby scratched right underneath my nose. I have a scratch right under my nose, so every time I cough, it goes weird. Oh man, I look like a
Scream something that sounded like Antifa when he did it.
no. He said no,
Oh.
Nana.
No, Nana. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's something.
I don't know what it means.
He doesn't
yet.
want a banana.
Yeah. Or a nap. I wasn't completely sure. I just let him have a tantrum and then he passed out and I put him in his bed.
That's how it works.
What? You just let him tire himself out. He'll get there eventually.
There you go. That's how you parent. You just let the kid wear himself out.
Yeah, for the babe, the little disabled baby, he's got a lot of fucking energy. Oh my god, he scratched me here too? Didn't I just cut his nails?
Kids in general have a lot of energy, and little boys in particular have tons of energy. That's why you're going to have a hard time in the years to come.
Oh my god, I have like 3 scratches on my face. What the fuck? Didn't I just cut his nails?
He went on the green on you.
I have 3 scratches on my face.
Alright, well, while she's talking about baby-related stuff...
My kid abuses me.
Well, at least someone's got to. You're Mexican.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Trump was supposed to be the one.
Hey, that's supposed to be my job.
My kid's an abuser, okay? And nobody believes me because he's in a special little chair and he's in his little special needs class, and nobody believes me that he's the abuser.
Also, he's the kid. You're the adult. Although, granted, I mean, in a couple of years, he'll be taller than you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Opal. You're just sort of the punchy bag at the moment.
What? Why am I the punching bag?
Because we're talking baby stuff, and we're supposed to be talking nerd stuff. You came in here, you start talking about... You came in, you brought in Elisa Mazza from Gargoyles, and that was fucking awesome. And then now we're talking babies. Like,
then we take a hard left.
You guys can help me figure out what his Halloween costume's gonna be.
And don't forget the dildo that she broke.
I have the perfect costume idea. You should dress him up as Pepe the Frog.
Oh God.
Fuck yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Pepe Le Pew.
Well, she got the smell down already.
Hey.
I have the perfect costume for your kid. Dress him up as an authentic dead kid.
Authentic.
What do you think, Opal? I will help you with the costume if you want.
No, thank you.
You sure? I'm offering to help. I don't always offer to help.
I think we're just gonna go with Nemo. Nemo has a special little fin, and my son has his special little legs. It's fine. It works.
See, you didn't need us to make the decision for you.
Like all you have to do is offer to kill her kid, and then she can come up with a decision.
Oh my god! I thought you guys were gonna
like
say...
Opal. What do you want to have for dinner? I'll kill your kid. Oh, I know what I want for dinner now. I know what I want to eat. I'm hungry. Let's go to Chili's. That's fine.
I've never been to Chili's.
She's so ungrateful. I swear, man.
I thought you guys were gonna say something dark, like dress them up like immigration.
How do you dress something up as something that doesn't exist?
Write the word ice on his shirt.
Yeah, just give him a green outfit and bright ice. Like I thought you guys would say something like that. I didn't think you'd go with a dead kid joke. Gee.
So that's not bad.
Kind of disappointed.
Your silence is very reassuring.
I'm kind of disappointed with you guys, to be honest. I thought you could come up with something funny or better.
Wait, this is supposed to be a joke? I wasn't.
Yeah, we were.
You guys were bad.
I'll help you kill your kid, Opal.
Do not kill my kid.
I mean, come on. He's offering it for free, too. I mean, shit.
Do not do that. He is the best person ever to exist ever in history.
It came out of you. Most of the things that come out of you are now broken.
Either she flushes them down, or they run away.
I mean, like, let's be honest. If we're talking about statistics here, most of the things that have either gone inside you or out of you are shit.
Oh.
So, I mean, statistically, your kid's probably shit too.
Oh, God.
That's just really fucking dark.
Yeah,
that joke was really bad, but I'm glad that worked as well as it did.
This is not seriously. I thought this was gonna be like a funny turn. This is just getting really dark.
Thank you for that. That made the stream. This is what we live for.
It's really dark.
You're gonna get your ass kicked later on, Matt.
It's fine. It's happened a lot before. It'll probably happen a lot again.
I'll kick your ass.
I'll let you.
You weak bitch.
I can hurt somebody. I could at least knock the air out of somebody.
Oh, that's cute. You think you can do that?
And I could. I'm short. I could just kick you in your balls.
No, because you'd have to be able to get your legs up that high.
Hi-yo.
Hey, he does have a step ladder, okay?
That means she'd have to convince somebody to stand there. Let her climb up the step ladder. Close your eyes and stand there. Just close your eyes and stand there. I have a surprise.
Yeah.
Clanking.
Boink.
Yeah, no, I'm not standing there for that.
I'm not that short.
Oh, trust me. If she says you have to, I'm sure you have to. Vagina rules overall. You know better.
I'm not that short.
Hey, Opal.
Well,
How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet tall.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, and Matt, don't forget in Christmas, you have to get us our birthday, our Christmas present for Opal and myself.
Birthday.
Well, my birthday's
I
after
have to
Christmas.
get you your birthday present.
Isn't that on?
After.
What am I getting for Christmas? It better not be another fucking baby.
Oh, but a child is such a wonderful gift to give to someone. No, you're not getting another
I
baby.
like this one.
Like you have to trade it out?
Can you do that?
I don't think I like another one.
You can only have one. Which one would it be?
Well, I'm already attached to this one.
Excuse me.
Well, you'll be attached to the other one, at least for 9 months.
Oh, God.
So what am I gonna get for Christmas, my mom?
Yeah?
Why are you asking him that? Right, is it because you two are dating?
Allegedly.
Allegedly?
That
What
word
money am I
solves
buying
everything.
Christmas presents with?
Well, you still owe me my birthday present.
Jesus Christ, Opal, just say you're sucking his dick.
Allegedly.
Alleged. She's
love that word.
a suspected or I'm a suspected white supremacist. Like she's a suspected dick sucker. Except she's actually a dick sucker.
Okay.
I'm a former dick sucker.
Former dick sucker. Why, you single?
No, I just haven't done it in a while.
Well, so you're not single and you're not sucking dick?
That doesn't answer the question.
I feel sorry for your boyfriend. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, Matt Metal Man.
He's too big.
Apologizing to me.
My boyfriend is too big. I can't suck it because he's too fucking big.
And you're complaining? Jesus,
whatever.
woman.
I think this is the definition of a humble brag.
Like, he's too big. I can't give him a blowjob.
Because you're not trying hard enough.
It's too big.
No one likes a quitter.
Here's the tip.
Here's the tip.
No, like here's the tip. Open your mouth, then relax everything else. Just open your mouth wide and relax everything else. Don't try and like open up your throat, because all it's gonna do is make you gag.
My jaw physically cannot open anymore.
Oh, bullshit. There are ways.
Dude, I bet she's like those Resident Evil dogs when they open their entire mouth and jaws and like bitch, please.
Step up your game.
Like, I gave a good effort, but like I could feel my teeth scraping it. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. You're too big.
No,
Sorry.
see, here are the things. Like, there are two basic facts. Any pussy can be licked. Any dick can be sucked.
You're big. I got like the head in, but I couldn't get any more. I got like an inch in. And then, I don't know, it just got bigger.
I mean, like, if you need practice, I mean, like, I'm free to help.
Yeah,
like, this is me offering to help twice in one night.
4 inches for you at least, you know.
Like, this is me offering to help twice in one night. I'm not gonna offer again.
His dick is 8 inches long, okay?
Okay, he's got me beat by like half an inch, a little bit more than half an inch, whatever.
Wait, and it's 6 inches all around. I could not do it physically, okay?
6 inches. No, bullshit.
That is physically impossible.
Do you realize how fucking thick that is?
Let me get my tape measure.
It's like that is like Kim Kardashian, Nicki Minaj ass combined level thick.
Yeah, 6 inches around.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
By the way, Satan, I need to tell your Twitter apart, so I sent you a DM.
All right.
There you go. So.
I will take it.
Yeah, there you go.
Deal.
Take it, bitch.
And whenever I get the other account back, I'm gonna switch them. But I'm gonna put this one on this one now.
You might as well.
Because that's much better than the Google image search that I had.
Yeah. Although, unfortunately, by switching, you can't brag and say, "Hey, I was on Game Theory."
True.
But this is 6 inches around, okay?
Fuck out of here.
That's not 6 inches. What the fuck?
That's what the tape measure says.
But
is the unit measurement wrong?
Hold that up to the palm of your hand.
Okay.
What is happening?
I don't know. I don't.
Science.
I
No,
don't
like
think-
while it's still circled. Opal.
You freak.
He wanted me to stretch it out.
Why are her palms hairy?
Because she masturbates too much, that's why she broke her dildo.
You're gonna have to have a beret between her knuckles, man.
Yeah, bullshit.
What?
Well,
fuck outta here.
Well, you also take into account that Opal is small. I mean, there's probably
that
a
is
reason.
No, I'm even taking that into account and saying, all right, maybe if her hand is even half the size of mine, no. Bullshit. I mean, I got big hands, but still, no.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Because when he was
That's a
over-
fucking tuna can.
when he was over at
That's
my house,
literally a fucking tuna can.
I used this unit of measurement when he was at my house, and it said 6. So, like, unless you want him to whip his dick out.
Yes, let's do it on
Well-
stream. All right, let's do this.
Well, next time they see each other, I don't think he's there right now.
No,
It's not gonna be
he's
for a
up.
while.
He's back
You know
at
what?
his
Pictures or
place.
it didn't happen.
True.
Oh. He's back at his place. 5 hours away.
A likely response.
He's 5 hours away. I just dropped a soda can. Damn it.
Well, meet him in the middle then.
So, yeah, I can't leave my kid.
Oh, 2.5 hours is not that bad. Come on.
5.5 hours. He lives 5 hours.
That's why I said meet him in the middle.
Hello.
Get a hotel.
Halfway.
Yeah, go get a hotel or a motel or whatever. It's like it'll be your Shake Shack, and yeah, it'll be your Shake Shack. It'll be some motel halfway.
I heard pay with your chocha. I'm like, what?
Why does that sound like a fast food restaurant, man?
Yeah, why not?
Whatever. I'll get things sick on a stream one day, and you'll see I'm not a liar.
Yeah, 2.5 hour drive is not that bad. Come on. I mean, for me, it takes 3 hours to go to like Disney World. So come on, it's almost the same thing. You go, you get in a magical ride, and then you come back really fucking tired. I mean, win-win.
I just realized.
Not as expensive.
I just realized.
Yeah, not as expensive. Yeah.
Halfway through our first date, I brought my kid over. That was awkward. I just realized that was a bad move on my part.
Hey, but he stayed. He's a trooper.
All I'm saying is, I just hope the rides last longer than the ones in Disney, because the Disney rides don't last much. They don't last that long. I'm just saying.
What, 3-5 minutes tops?
Say, how long is the Small World fucking ride?
That one actually takes about probably 6 minutes, something around there.
It's actually nice.
It's actually nicer than you think. I've been to that ride. It's actually pretty nice.
I like It's a Small World. It's really cute. I like the Little Mermaid.
Thank God.
One
Thank you.
thing that I think I've actually
fucking took you a while. Shit.
So you finally grew a set of nuts.
Oh, but honestly, my favorite ride was the Peter Pan ride. That one was amazing. I love that one.
Oh my God, I like that one too. I liked all the little.
Son of a bitch!
I like.
Fuck, she teared it out.
Is there any particular reason why I'm not able to save it? I like.
DM me your email address. I'll just email it to you.
Okay, that'll work.
Hey, Madman, can you email me something?
Oh, what's up?
I don't know, whatever. I just want to feel special, you know. The other two assholes are doing that. Why can't I?
Oh, what, like, what's going on? Oh, wow. I mean, no. I mean,
what can I say? I'm a jealous bitch. It's just this is my cards, you know.
At least you admit it.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna grab something to drink.
I never made that second pot of coffee.
No.
I need cocaine.
I do need cocaine.
Cocaine.
I'm Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll club. I do cocaine.
I've never done drugs before or had alcohol.
Well, also you were breastfeeding, so I mean there was.
I'm still breastfeeding, so.
Why am I hearing a vibration sound? Opal, are you getting off?
Oh, you sick, you freaky bitch!
Oh, I'm doing something else right now.
Bullshit.
No wonder she's acting a little happier than normal.
I just took an amazing shower.
Yeah,
I bet you did.
Shower was a shower.
That was a horrible impression of a woman.
That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a thing.
At least it wasn't Madman's point, because then it would be too much and too big.
So it is. Making fun of me for being small.
Get over it.
It's a small world after all.
After all.
I swear, it sounds like a fucking vibrator.
It's not a vibrator, it's a hair remover.
Yeah, right. Is that what they're calling it nowadays?
Yeah.
A hair remover. Okay. All right.
I'm,
All right.
I'm trying to do my eyebrows right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I like touching my eyebrows all the time too. Trust me. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
I'm
So
trying to fix my eyebrows so I look pretty.
there you go.
Shit, are you shaving your head? What the hell?
Oh,
Fucking
damn it.
Chewbacca over there.
Oh, damn it. The battery died. Damn it.
No, it's not. Still going.
It died for a second. Okay.
Another
Now she's
vibrator.
disappointed.
I kill batteries, okay? I'm a battery murderer.
Another dead vibrator. Rest in
Oh,
peace.
you know what? I could shave
Another
my
one bites the
arms.
Death Star.
Oh, I could shave my arms. Oh, it works on my arms.
There you go.
I'm shaving my arms. Shaving my arms.
Quick, we gotta counteract this.
We God damn it. Oh well, you're becoming a meme on the internet in certain circles. It's interesting.
Shaving. Oh my god, there's like a hair on my arm that mysteriously disappeared. Can I use this to shave my legs?
No.
The hair?
Oh my god, look at there's a little trick of arm hair.
Oh, without the camera being on, we can't look at it now, can we?
Yeah, we can't see. We're blind.
Look at there's a little trick of arm hair.
Oh my god. Oh,
Look
there
at-
we go.
There's some hair.
What the hell is that?
Oh God!
Is that like a rabbit turd or something?
It's a fucking it's a giant crab.
I hear they make a special shampoo for that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think she can afford it right now.
Assholes. You guys are
That's a huge crab.
Crab people.
Crab people.
People.
I'm gonna shave my arm some more.
Gross.
We're
Gross.
stealing our gimmicks.
That cough sounded very visceral. I was like, what are you doing?
I burped. That was a burp.
At least we know she spits.
Not swallows. Though I don't think she can.
God, again with the vibrator? I mean, the battery sounds pretty weak.
I'm starting to feel sorry for the damn device.
I'm shaving my arm, asshole.
Yeah.
That's not where
Wait,
it
your
goes.
arm has an asshole? What?
Indeed.
Wow. That's pretty impressive,
So-
I guess.
You guys have any plans for Halloween? What you doing?
Giving out candy.
Trick or treating.
Last year, we tried to hand out candy, and then we had like 5 kids show up, and so it was very disappointing. First time being back in the city. I'm like, God damn it.
No, nobody wants.
My favorite part of Halloween is the next day when you could buy all that ton of candy for cheap. Yeah.
I'm gonna go trick or treating, and I'm gonna get a bunch of kids. I mean, candy.
Oh,
You put the word. What? You know, pedophilia is illegal.
I mean, candy. I'm gonna get a lot of candy.
It's recorded. It's on tape. You're going to jail.
Oh damn it! The battery died.
Bye-bye, Opal.
You got like 6 witnesses.
My sister was really fucked up. She says that I should use my son's special locker when we're trick or treating to get extra candy.
Do it.
No, that's fucked up. Like, you shouldn't use his disability.
It don't hurt anybody.
It hurts. I don't know. What if there's somebody who needs extra candy? I don't know.
just be a greedy cunt, alright?
What
It's
if
for your
there's,
kid.
What if there's a diabetic kid and he really needs that piece of candy?
And what if there's some lonely, sad, single mom who needs a little something? Oh, wait. Just do it. Just do it.
You guys think I should use his walker while he's trick or treating to get extra candy?
Okay.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
His special Jimmy Walker.
Think of the
My-
children.
I mean-
Think of the child.
Yeah, I have only one kid, thank God. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about using it to get him to go out and exercise, but I don't want to abuse his adorableness.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I would feel bad doing that. Okay.
I don't even know where I'm at right now.
I would feel like a bad person if I used my son with his special walker.
I have been wasting all my mean jokes about Opal's kid while I was muted. God damn it. Also,
Get with the program, bro.
I wanted to thank you for the the avatar, SemajZ. It worked perfectly fine. I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, whenever I tried saving it from the DM, it saved it in this ridiculous, weird format that my computer wouldn't read.
Well, I sent you two different types of files. I sent you the one with no background. That's a PNG file, and the other one was just a plain old JPEG.
They both saved as XPL.
Okay, well, I can't
know what XPL is.
Well, it sounds fucked up. But how about the email? Is that
that worked perfectly fine. The JPEG and the PNG worked fine. Like they came through the way they're supposed to.
Okay. Well, that's all that matters. You guys, in the end, Twitter doesn't like you.
No, it really doesn't. Not right now, at least.
But then again, I mean, we knew that from the get-go. That's why I felt like, poor Satan. Here you go.
Poor Satan. That's not often said.
It's actually kind of weird though. Like I have intentionally sent just awful shit at Jack and at Twitter and at Twitter support and all that shit. With the hopes of them being like, well, fuck you. Here's a ban, and me getting to go, oh look, Twitter's being mean to me, and fucking joke about it. But this time I was like, really? Because I called some asshole who called me a white supremacist a retard. Really?
That was uncalled for. Oh my god! Look at all this hair I lost.
Where?
I just shaved my arm.
That's a code word.
Yeah, I think that is code word.
Okay, I just shaved my arm.
Holy Jesus!
Oh God! It's like an Ewok.
Your arms are hairier than mine are.
You just about the same size as an Ewok too.
I used this thingy, and it got even the little hair.
Oh my god!
You got that from the infomercial on TV, didn't you?
Yes, it really fucking worked. I was so surprised. My grandma got it for me, and it really worked. But the battery died.
Even God damn it, Opal.
Damn, I'm literally more smoother than her. What the fuck?
See, I'm still not entirely convinced that Opal's vibrator didn't break. She just killed the battery and doesn't know how to put new batteries in.
Well, apparently it plugs into the wall.
I'm almost confused that Opal's actually transgender. I mean, shit, look at that hair.
Yeah, see, I killed the battery.
You got an excess amount of testosterone in you.
And this time it wasn't from her boyfriend.
I bet she's like Mrs. Cartman, you know? She's not Eric Cartman's mother, but it's really the father. For being...
Now explain why my ex is such a... Never mind.
In this case, the joke would be that you were the father.
I am the father!
Don't ever say that again.
I have to be the father and the mother to my sweet little perfect boy because his father isn't around. I have to be a father and a mother.
I mean, how are you hairier than me? I don't get that.
I don't know. I haven't shaved in a while.
I never shave. I mean, shit.
Oh,
if I would shave right now, I bet I would not have as much hair as you do right now.
I can't believe you're still... I also brushed my hair today, and I had like a big old puffball of hair. And I shaved all of my hair out. I was shedding like a dog. So like I have a big bush of hair in my trash can right now because I brushed my hair.
Hairball.
And I also shaved some more parts, and I also have another tinier bush of hair on the trash.
So I bought a comic book recently, like last week, and I'm totally changing the subject. I came here. Yeah, you're on a subject, a bad one. Talking about
Anyway,
hair.
continue.
Oh, continue. All right, 1 second. Hold on a second. Let me just get this here.
You guys are never on anything, you single fucks.
So I bought this little bookie here.
It's a little bookie.
Little bookie, hot, sexy woman. I'm not showing you anything on the inside because I saw this and went, oh, yo, sexy jungle bitches. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's give that a watch. Okay, so hold on. So you're only 1%. So
I hope you didn't pay $6 for that.
No, actually, I didn't.
Okay. Good.
And when I first started looking through, I went, oh, dinosaurs and sexy women, and the art's actually not that bad. And then I looked it up and went, oh, it's an anthology, and there's different artists. Oh, these other guys are nowhere near as good. And it's mostly it's more like a porno, really. There's a lot of sex, and there's a lot of vagina.
Yay, vagina!
So what's the downside?
Vagina power.
The downside is that only one of the stories is good, and apparently there's some sort of a retelling in that there was one version where like a series of events happened, and you find out that oh no, these events were like predictions of the future by some shaman, and then this person gets to live out these events all over again. Only difference is this time around is that everyone is naked. And I thought, okay, well, if the artwork was good,
even the ugly ones,
all the dudes, all the women, yeah, I mean, everyone's naked.
At least they're fair.
In other words, we got one story, and then we got the exact same story. And I thought, wait a minute, you knew what was going to happen, but you did everything the exact same way, and it just looks lazy because they changed nothing with the exception of the clothing, and they weren't wearing much to begin with.
That looks really lazy.
It looks very lazy, and the artwork is not that good. And I'm watching this, I'm like, it looks like you guys are just trying to fill up the pages. And on top of all that, like there's a huge emphasis on the vagina, and it is not a good looking vagina. I'll tell you that much. It gets to the section of like putting too much detail on something.
That looks like a hearty sandwich with the extra sauce.
Exactly. When you put too many lines on something, you make it look older. So you use less lines on things. So if you're doing an old... Exactly.
Oh, well, yeah, more lines, more wrinkles, you look older.
Exactly. So, I mean, like, these vaginas are they're full of lots and lots of lines. And I'm like, these don't look right. These women look young, but these vaginas look old.
Well, maybe they have a lot of sex. I mean, hey.
Maybe yeah, but
that's not
like a worn out tire.
That's not how vaginas get wrinkly.
No, I'm sure they get wrinkly by other means. I'm just saying I've seen
wear and tear.
I've seen bare vaginas, and on top of all that,
sandwich.
Dang sandwich.
Does your porn count?
I don't know. I didn't realize it was more of a porno than anything else. I thought it'd be like Jungle Adventure or something.
Yeah, you thought it'd be like a silly Jungle Adventure.
I got it because I thought, it's something new. Maybe because superheroes suck because of Marvel right now, with the exception of the Batman books. They're fucking epic right now.
Batman isn't Marvel.
No, I don't read exclusively Marvel. I read Marvel. Or I mean DC. Get Image. I cringe to say I read Saga, but yeah.
You had a brain fight.
Maybe. I am very tired. It's like 3 in the morning. So.
I get no sleep ever.
Man, it's almost 5 a.m. here.
That sounds like
4 a.m. here.
That sounds like a you problem.
Don't be a dick to me. How dare you?
What are you? You realizing this now? I've been a dick to you this whole time.
You have? I thought you were being nice.
Wait until he gets me.
That's how they trap you.
I mean,
I'm gonna practice doing some Halloween makeup right now.
I might be a Canadian, but I'm not one of those stereotypical Canadians.
Wait, yeah. How's that No, I don't believe it. You cannot be Canadian.
I am definitely Canadian.
I don't believe you.
I am smack dab in Canuckistan. All right.
You can say all that, but I don't know. To me, you're like an American because you're too much of an asshole to be Canadian.
You think
I was going to say you don't say A after everything, so.
What you talking
Well, it depends what part of Canada are you from.
Alberta.
What are you talking
Well, you know,
about?
There you go.
I've been I used to do retail,
from
you know,
Quebec,
work
it
in
would be like
retail,
Uh-huh.
and
Is
every
that what
single
they call selling
Canadian
drugs
that
now?
I've ever met, nicest people ever.
Yeah. Look, things have
Canadians-
changed.
Canadians think they're better than Americans than United States.
Yes. Here's the thing about Canada. The politeness is absolutely correct. What they don't tell you is that Canadians are fucking pretentious as hell.
I think they're polite because they pity us.
Well,
I pity us too.
no, I mean Canadians are naturally polite, but then again, parts of our origin comes from the UK because unlike America, Canada bent the knee to the English, and so we inherited some of the British politeness. But then we have our own versions. I mean,
The British are polite.
some of them.
Yeah,
Is that a stereotype? Is that a
Yeah.
stereotype?
Yeah. No, they're very polite. They're jolly old polite. I mean, it's been a stereotype for quite a long time.
Really?
Oh yeah. But it does depend on where you're going. Like I think like anything in the Welsh areas, like Glasgow or something, I think they're all a bunch of cunts. That you can barely understand what they're saying. They're virtually speaking gibberish. But in Canada, that's essentially Nova Scotia because they sound like fucking Irishmen, and they're far more polite than any of us. They're very polite Irishmen. Is the New Brunswick in people?
I'm putting on makeup. I'm putting on makeup.
Why?
It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help.
I'm still gonna look like a kid.
Ah.
The girl looks like a guy.
I don't look like a kid. I don't. I'm an adult.
Oh, good for you.
I look like an adult. I mean,
Doesn't change anything. It just makes you older.
I'm a grown ass adult.
I can
What is that football coach? I'm a man.
I can do it. Yeah,
I'm 40.
Oh god, my eyes are super watery. I'll put on makeup.
Well, I think we all hope we win the lottery. What?
Her eyes are super watery. She's getting makeup in her.
Oh.
Why are you making Why are you putting makeup on now?
I'm bored.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
I'm bored.
You're
I'm gonna
bored?
see if I can figure out a Halloween look this year.
You can always just go to bed. You know that, right?
I'm not tired.
Bullshit.
Just don't try the Harley Quinn thing because it's cringy as fuck. I've been seeing it.
That was last year.
Doesn't stop them. Doesn't stop them.
True.
Last year,
It's kind of played out.
recently I was at like a comic convention there. Fuck everywhere. God damn it, women just did Harley Quinn. And it's the movie type.
I might be a
We're gonna do
mermaid.
Pennywise this year too.
I'm doing Harley Quinn too this year. Yeah.
Yeah, but
God, Pennywise horror convention this year.
I want to go to a horror convention. It sounds like fun.
Just go to your house.
Oh. Oh.
you know, I've never been to a horror convention, and I missed my opportunity to apply to get a table, but I stopped because I'm like, I do like fan art stuff, generic stuff to try to pay the bills. I got nothing that I could sell at a horror convention, and this is where it gets a bit weird because I actually had a dream that I actually went out there, and it was funny because I didn't sell any of the prints and anything I bought because none of it would sell. But people liked my work, and they would commission me all the time. And they asked me the exact same thing. And they asked, "Can you draw my girlfriend having sex with a skeleton and have the skeleton say it's bone time?" And then another couple would come over and they asked the same thing. And I'm like, "Are you sure you don't want me to draw like the two of you together?" It's like no, a skeleton. You can draw me in the picture. I could be a cuck in the corner, but you have to make the skeleton say it's bone time. And I'm like, is this a meme I'm unaware of?
Did you just meme in your dream?
I did. And I was, it was something that sort of got me. I'm like, is this a joke? Did I create something in my head?
God, why did
Totally
you
meme
create
this and
it?
put it out everywhere.
Yes.
I wanted to, because when I listened to it, I'm like, this just sounds like awesome.
This sounds awesome. Why haven't you made it? I'm disappointed in you. Okay, that was weird.
I think Satan just left.
Oh,
Oh, he did say
says
be
he'll be
right
right
back.
back.
I mean, all
boy,
we have to do is cut open a goat and summon him back. Can't be that hard.
You're
That's
never
okay.
that hard.
Lord, I
Did that
summon
one.
thee.
I did that once. All I got was barbecue.
Oh God, I could go for some barbecue.
Gee, hungry bitch.
I'm only
Well, we brought the goat from the farm, and then we cut his neck open, and then we, cooked it.
hungry. Why isn't my boyfriend here giving me food?
Because you won't suck him off. That's why.
But, oh, by the way, Opal, I don't know if you've heard, but I have a message for you from failure. Get good at cooking. He in the last stream he had him on there. He was sharing pictures of your cooking stuff, and apparently it's very offensive to them.
It's like Gordon Ramsay on Twitter.
They almost sent your workout to Gordon Ramsay there. They didn't
He would have
do
roasted your ass.
They didn't do it. We convinced them not to do it, but
Like you realize I'm struggling after the hurricane. I'm like doing my best.
that's what I told
I
them.
guess your best wasn't good enough.
But they're like, yeah, they're fucking roasting you over your cooking.
Seriously? I'm like struggling after a hurricane. I'm doing my best with all the cheap ingredients I've been buying.
Yeah,
I've been stealing food from McDonald's.
Good.
I have
Good.
a pack of frozen chicken nuggets in my fridge right now.
Hey, while you were stealing food from there, did you get Szechuan sauce?
No.
Oh God, fuck
Don't bring that
Yeah.
shit here. No, fuck off.
I'd
not
be,
going here.
I'd be a millionaire if I took any Szechuan sauce. I'd be like selling that shit on eBay, trying to get my kid into college.
That shit, man. Like, it's just
No,
sauce.
I said
people.
no.
Make your goddamn own.
Yes, that's it. End of story. Done.
On top of all that, it's McDonald's brand.
There it is.
It's bland. It's very bland. You could actually get better sauce somewhere else.
You know you can buy it from
You can
the
actually
store,
buy
right?
that.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why is because of the Rick and Morty show. It was a meme, and they wanted to participate in the meme, and they weren't allowed to meme. Let me tell you, meme magic is strong. And that was an I tend to call the Szechuan thing an artificial meme. Same thing with Pickle Rick.
How is it artificial?
It's artificial in the sense like they would say it often enough that they would hope that it would become meme-worthy. So in other words, if I say something over and over and over and over again, and then some people will catch on to it, and then yeah.
Well, and you also have to think about how
The way I
he's
see
saying
it is
too.
like they
You know,
push it
he's-
too hard.
Like Pickle Rick, if you actually watch the episode with Pickle Rick, he says it so often, you could tell it's a forced meme. They're forcing it on you to get, and it worked.
Marketing.
Yeah, marketing, and it worked, and Rick became a meme, and you see him everywhere. And part of the other reason I do that is because you sell shit for that. I mean, if you could,
That's kind of disappointing.
huh?
That's kind of disappointing. I actually enjoyed Pickle Rick, but now that I've noticed he says it so much, like I don't know, it's kind of disappointing.
And
Yeah, I mean, you could say they're using science to make something happen, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, god damn, shut the fuck
And
up
then
with that.
McDonald's must have loved having that Szechuan sauce. Like, they didn't have to pay Comedy Central a dime.
Yeah, it was free advertising, and they should have just left it at that. But then they decided, oh yeah, we'll participate. And they're like, we have nothing to do with the show. But if you actually look on the artwork on the package, it's very Rick and Morty inspired artwork.
Yeah.
And there's even a caricature of Mr. Poopy Butthole in the piece. Someone pointed out that looks exactly like Mr. Poopy Butthole. Don't tell us this is not related.
So McDonald's must have just been so happy. Like, oh my god,
Well-
I have to pay this guy, yay!
I mean, yeah, you could just sort of deal with that, but then of course they decide, oh yeah, we'll do the Szechuan sauce, limited quantities. Yeah, 20 packets a store. In some cases, there was one store that only got 20. That is an extreme limitation.
Yeah.
So
They just made a 5-gallon bucket and packaged that and shipped it out.
That is an outburst waiting to happen.
although I remember there was that one guy who got a package and he bought a bunch of McNuggets and he was charging the people in the line $10 for one nugget and one dip. So you could pay $10 and get a dip.
I would be so proud if that was my son, just being so capitalistic like that. Like, oh,
yeah.
that's my boy.
This is how I make a couple $100 in a day.
God,
Yeah.
so, like, oh,
If I want to do that, I just prostitute myself.
Well, there.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's usually what they say after.
Oh shit! That's a prostitute.
Yeah, that too.
Damn it!
Why do I have a feeling like we're being left out of something?
Oh my god, this makeup is really pretty. I look pretty. Pretty. Pretty princess.
What the fuck?
I don't know, I haven't slept.
Clearly, you need sleep.
No, sleep is for weak people.
Sleep is for weak people. I don't know.
Well, as far as the stream goes, I think we're done.
I think so. I think we've said what we need to say, which is nerdy enough.
Mm-hmm.
This probably went on longer than it should have. So
Well, then
that'll be my final say for the night.
Night? You mean